More life. Thank you for tapping into another episode of Unbiased Opinions. We're your hosts, the spiritual wanderer Suave.
The fat nigga 3.
Key.
Yeah.
And I'm back, Lenon.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, brother.
Thank you, fellas.
Yeah. It's my first episode with you. So
Yeah, for sure. No,
we make this hot.
yeah, for sure.
I'm
It's gonna be
gonna
cool.
like this one.
No, I've been
Yeah.
watching this. You bringing some good shit to this. So I'm excited, man.
Oh man, it's the energy that y'all brought here. Y'all started this.
Nigga Jordan back. Lennon
Love
back.
I know it's good to see him
Yeah, I
back
got
in
like
the
3
building.
names. My fault.
Yeah.
I hate that shit. Because I ain't never got on the Lennon wave.
Yeah.
Like I never
No?
I never got over there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Every time I talk about him or to him, it's always been Jordan.
Yeah.
So which one you want to go by, Lennon and Jordan?
Either works, you know. I just think, you know, on the IG it says Lennon, so I
Yeah.
just be saying Lennon. But
Then
And your Twitter too, right?
Twitter, yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Lennon it is.
That was your rap thing.
Yeah, and it's kind of just turned into like a whole brand. Like obviously I do it with the video games and shit too. So
Oh, you rap?
I used to, yeah.
for real?
That was like my first get going, you know, trying to get into the real world type shit. Yeah.
You don't think Crump was?
Nah, because I was still in high school with Crump.
But I mean, still.
Yeah, I mean, that's where I started to, you know, go outside of my school and figure out friends and shit. But
Do you think you would have did rap without Crump?
no.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I think that was the foundation of, like, even who I am today, you know? And, like, obviously, I met you through that, met
Yep.
Suave through that, you know? Like,
That's why I asked that though.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I think a lot of us, you know, that's like, kind of like, do you know that Crump simulated like gang culture a lot?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I didn't think about that until later in life either.
Yeah, just like fam names and shit.
Signs,
Yeah.
all that, like
Man,
put on,
put
the
on,
whole
yeah.
shebang, like
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
Everything about Crump was like gang
Gang
culture.
culture, 100%.
I remember before, and I don't want to get too into Crump, but, you know, before Black Hearts was Black Hearts, they was Feds. And their sign was, and I remember like trying to get on Feds, and they like, and my homie who was like in the gang culture was like, bro, you can't just
Stop
be
throwing that shit up, bro. Like that's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, pocket that one. Yeah.
Don't just do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't be just throwing that out there like that. But yeah, we gonna move to the hot takes. I don't know if you've been here, but have you been watching them, Lennon? Have you seen
Yeah,
them?
I've been into it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna do the little hot take comments and see
Okay.
what people been commenting. So
Do you be in the
yeah.
comments on the reels?
I don't be commenting, but I'll go in and out of. I try to stay off Facebook, to be honest.
Nah,
and
IG.
I appreciate that we on Facebook, but
Yeah.
you know,
yeah.
me personally,
Yeah.
I feel like Facebook is a little too personal.
No, you
but-
talking about the IG?
No, IG.
Oh no,
IG
there's a
comments.
live on IG.
No,
No,
the reels.
The reels.
Oh yeah,
the
I be-
comments. all the
yeah.
comments.
No. I stay. Y'all be.
You're
I know
doing,
y'all.
you're doing yourself a favor.
Yeah, because I know y'all be steam coming off your head on and
Oh
those.
my god.
They be doing their due diligence,
Yeah.
reading that shit, writing back,
No, 'cause I'm-
getting
I'm-
extra out.
I'm still tagged on there, and so I see like you know.
Oh, they be
Trey,
going
Trey
in.
commented, you know, I see Unbiased Opinions replied, you know.
Bro, I be,
Yeah.
I be like, whoa.
Yeah.
What we got, Suave?
So let's go to the first one.
Okay.
All right. This one was on the birthday one, so I know Trey about to go in. But this is from somebody named, I don't even know if I'm gonna say it right, but I'm just gonna
Javara?
say it. Yeah. Javara Michelle. Basically, this was in regards to us saying celebrating birthdays. You know, some people don't want to celebrate it and people get mad about it or take it away. But she was saying, if you don't appreciate me being born into this world, just say that. And if you
Yo,
Starting off with that was
Damn.
the first sentence.
You feel
That was
me?
the first
Like,
that's a super hot take, bro.
Damn,
That's crazy.
what the hell?
that is tough, dog.
yeah. And then she says, and if you wait till my birthday to show me, don't even worry about showing me again. I think there's just some of us who take being born serious.
Okay.
Oh damn.
And now look, let's poke holes in this motherfucker.
Go ahead.
All right. So first of all, if you don't appreciate me being born, just say that, right?
That's deep.
And now we're gonna shift and say we're not even talking about just birthdays. If you have to wait for my birthday to show me, don't show me at all.
Right, it should be a whole year thing. I should always feel the love from everybody.
So man, what the hell is important to you?
Well, that's what I was about to say. That sounds like an issue with loving yourself. I feel like if you so worried about people having to celebrate you, you're not celebrating yourself.
That part.
We just said that
Literally.
without y'all being here. I was just like, bro, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do not care, bro.
It's your birthday. Like, I love you
Yeah.
and happy birthday. But like, nigga, because you went crazy for me on my birthday, do not expect for me to come do backflips and I'm not Free Willy, my nigga. Like, I'm not putting on no show for your birthday.
Yeah.
It's yours. Like,
Come
Yeah,
dress
it's-
up like Tommy the Clown and come cry for their birthday.
like, geez, like, it's your birthday. Like, why is that like a sign of whether or not I fuck with you?
And you know what also I hear within that too is like, you know, people be doing like birthday months and shit too.
the whole fucking month.
Yeah.
Man, first of all, the whole weekend. Let's do that. Even the
weekend be
month
too
they do
much.
the month for sure.
The weekend
But I
be
know
too
people
much.
who do like birthday weekend.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And I'm talking
yeah.
about
Like
like
the 3-day
Friday we're gonna do
thing.
this. Saturday we're gonna do this. Sunday I'm like, no,
Your birthday
Yeah.
was yesterday,
no,
last week actually.
we're not. I'll be there one of those days.
Yeah.
Pick which one day
yeah.
you want me to show up.
Yeah.
Pick one, just one.
We
That's
we
it.
all go to the movies on Friday. Saturday we
Oh,
go to the
shit.
club, and Sunday we're gonna do brunch.
What
You
day
want-
matters the most?
You
for you?
want for me to spend
on 3 occasions?
like $300, not even for you, just to attend.
Be
Yeah.
around your ass.
And if I don't, then what? I'm not like, I don't care. I don't appreciate you being born.
You know what's crazy? There was this. I did a photo shoot for this one woman, and it was her birthday weekend, every weekend. So she booked us for 2 hours each day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Do you know she was late, hella late,
Every time.
every day of her birthday? It'll be past the 2 hour mark.
Was she
And we're
hungover?
over there, and we just like, what's going on? She's still getting ready. She's still at home, and she'll do that thing. You know, black people do it all the time. I'm down the street. It's hours. we like. There's no way.
You know it's fucked
Bitch,
up.
you're down the road.
You know it's, it's so fucked up that
down
you
the
say
road.
like shit doing that black people thing, because I've never heard any other gender do that shit. I mean, not gender, any other race do that shit.
Oh yeah,
Like the black people are always like,
we are.
I'm
famous
almost
for
there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
In
didn't
the
even
shower.
leave yet.
In
Like,
the shower. Yeah, I'm about to pull up.
answer it. I can hear the water. You like, I'm on my way.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
you're not.
He has the phone out of the bed. Yeah, I'm about to pull up right now.
Bro, you brought up a good point as far as like you having to invest in this other person's birthday, right?
Yeah.
Like weekend or whatever. I actually had a friend when I was living in LA who said him and his friends had like a routine, or not a routine, but it was like a known thing on your birthday. You paying for the people to be there. So it's like the bill is on you that day. And so if you
I'm
want
that
people to
way.
show up, if you want people to show up, it's on you.
Because it's your birthday.
Right.
My nigga.
And it's only one time a year. So you get that one time, then you go to their birthday, they got you, you know.
And I feel that. I never even thought about that, but I'm not mad at that at all. If it's that important for you to have people there,
Yeah.
right? Then make sure that you foot that.
Yeah.
Because now, like I said, if I can't show up to all three things, you're gonna be mad. But if you pay for all three things, I guarantee you I'll probably be there.
It's not even just birthdays
Oh,
though
yeah.
like that. Like if I throw anything, like, you know what I'm saying? If I throw people to come to like my pool or something, I'm gonna make sure I got food, drinks, and everything.
Facts.
Y'all bring some if y'all want to bring some, but I'm inviting y'all, so I'm not trying to expect nothing from nobody. Even
Yeah.
when I throw like birthday parties or something, if I'm throwing it, just show up. You know what I'm saying? I just want you to show up because I
That's
don't want to
me.
hear everybody like, oh, I ain't got this to put down, and damn, now I'm gonna be mad that I had to foot the whole thing, hoping everybody's gonna put something down. Why the fuck would I go into it like that?
I feel like
No,
that.
I'm paying that right off the rip.
And that's me, bro. And like, even if I'm not throwing it, right? If there is a party and I'm showing up, I probably don't show up empty-handed.
No, I
Yeah.
never.
Like, you don't have to
Y'all-
tell me
yeah.
that. You know, if I'm coming,
Here's a bottle
Yeah.
or something.
Something. You
Goddamn,
got- I
yeah.
can't
I'm
like-
gonna show up with something.
Yeah.
You have to show up with something.
I think that
feel
makes
like
sense.
that's a sign of respect. I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah.
I just want everybody to enjoy their time. That's
Yeah.
my shit. So if I invite
Yeah.
y'all, hit y'all up.
I'm
just pull
inviting
up.
y'all, so
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure
Yeah.
that I
Yeah.
supply. Now, if you come with anything, thank you. If you help with anything, thank you. If you throw me
Appreciate it.
something back, it's love. But I'm going to make sure that, like, for my birthday, if I'm having a party at my house, it's not going to be funded by the people attending.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
part. Why did I ask them to come to pay?
It's my shit.
Right.
You dependent on it being how you want it to be off other people's, you
And
know.
a lot of people's birthdays fail because of that.
Yeah.
Like, you ever see group trips where, like, people get mad, like, oh, everybody backing out at the last minute? Well,
That's why motherfuckers fall out.
yeah, like,
Oh, I thought he knocked the flame.
he's
down.
gonna say, I'm not alone.
I was about to say,
Motherfucker
move this
jumped off.
flame.
Yeah.
Move this flame.
Does that typically come off?
I know. I knocked
Nah, he
him
knocked
out.
last week.
And I panicked.
I don't know
Oh,
how these
shit.
came out.
Put it
Yeah.
back on.
Damn.
Yeah, I panicked.
Well, what else we got?
All right, let's check. Let's check. Comment too. Let's see what people saying. Oh yeah, this one. They was on your head.
That was on my fucking head, my nigga.
I think you just gotta explain.
I'm glad
this
you back.
situation.
I'm gonna be quiet a lot more.
Is it? Yeah.
This one was in regards to.
I'll be getting fried. I'm mad you don't be in the comments, bro. They be killing me.
I can't do it, bro.
Every week when we do intros, if you watch, I was always saying something different, but it was always from the comment section where I was picking what I was saying about myself.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, and this one was in regards to the parents conversation we had about and it wasn't even in regards to parenting. It was about taking your kids to work, pretty much. Mm-hmm. We had a whole conversation about that, and this person is saying,
and that's why y'all the worst parents and friends and partners now, because being disrespectful and hurtful was the norm. Yikes.
That's fucked up.
But so hold on, what was the situation?
Not having rides to work when we were teenagers.
Right, about the one where when you have a job in high school or something, you got to figure out your own way to get there.
And to get home. Like and it was just me asking my friend, because we were talking about how entitled our kids are. Mm-hmm. Right? And just a random conversation about children in today's time. And so I just flat out asked her, did you ever get rides to work when you were in high school? And she was like, no. I was like, me either. And I don't know any of my friends who were getting dropped off and picked up either. Like, if they had jobs, they got to their jobs and they got home. And motherfuckers, this would happen.
Do you find like things that we did in high school though, that if like we all did them, there's no necessary progression ever for it though?
Progression meaning?
Yeah.
Like as far as to, like, hey, you got to figure it out on your own back in our day. Or like similarly, like in the 80s, mental health's not really a thing, right? And now more people on the forefront of like, okay, mental health is real, these sort of things. So within like finding the middle ground of, okay, the economy's in a tougher spot now. Mm-hmm. You may need a little bit of help getting to and from somewhere. Yeah. Like, is that not a necessary progression potentially?
Well, I don't know if we would call getting like giving them a ride to and from progression. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I am one of the parents. You feel me? So like, even in that, I never said I wasn't. Yeah. I actually said us as parents are doing this now. So everybody attacking me about like how I'm a piece of shit because they didn't listen to me talk. Yeah. But I just do it because I can. You feel me? And what I brought it up, I was just saying that we do so much for the kids now that a lot of times these kids aren't capable of doing anything right for themselves. And I'm talking about even like youthful kids. Like you get into elementary schools right now and it's third graders who can't tie their shoes. Mm-hmm. What? Yes. It's like these are 8 and 9-year-old kids.
Be too busy on those iPads.
But they can operate that without flaw. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they cannot tie their shoes. They can't operate a microwave. They can't do simple shit. Yeah, that uses logic, but they know the passwords to these phones, 6-digit passwords, and they can't press 4 digits on a microwave. Yeah, right. Big. But that was my point. Yeah, is that like us as parents now, we're trying so hard to like overcompensate for the shit we did not have, that we are crippling these kids. They are not learning anything because we're not letting them.
The only way to learn, bro, is experience, That's like we be saying.
It's the best
losses are lessons, bro. And the only way to know you can't stick a fucking fork in an outlet is if you know someone that did it or you did it yourself.
You've seen somebody do it? Because most of the time if somebody tell you about it, you can be like, what? Yeah. Bow. Oh, exactly. Yeah. From now on,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think within that's tough because it's like two separate extremes. Like, oh, okay, you wasn't getting no help, so now I'm gonna give you all the help. When in reality, there's a middle ground there where it's like you got to learn it for yourself, bro.
That was the conversation I was having.
Yeah, with my friend. Though. We didn't have Uber back then.
Yeah, they got all kinds of shit we didn't have. But the same thing, people was like, oh, another pushback was, oh, well, it's dangerous. This is a different world we living in, and I was like, you're full of shit. It's a lot safer world we're living in. Like it's safer now than it's ever been. Yeah. Like with technology and cameras and surveillance and air tags and all of these things where you can keep track of your kid. We didn't have that. We was on city buses. We didn't have
learn the routes.
Like we didn't have somebody tracking us when we were on city buses. Bro. We were going to sessions across the fucking city. Bro. Across the globe. We were school kids on public transportation. People are now calling that a struggle in the comment section. Like, oh, if you want your kid to struggle and be on the bus to get to and from work. I was like, that's not a struggle.
That was regular.
It's still fucking regular. If you don't have a car, you use public transportation. Right. I don't give a fuck how old you are. Yeah. I mean, obviously not the the little babies, but like nigga, you in high school.
Yeah.
You don't have a car. If you want to go to the movies with your friends, it's not my job to get you there.
Yeah.
Go to the movies with your friends. Figure out how to get to the movies with your friends.
Getting
Man.
to circus was a
I think it was
was a mission, homie.
yeah. I
That
think
was
wherever.
a mission.
right.
From wherever.
That was the meeting ground.
And with no money.
No money.
Just walk around
A pen and a paper.
and walking around.
Hungry as a motherfucker.
And we did that. That was love to us. Like we had a good time.
Yeah, you found 50 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, let me find
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
That's why my
You
head
get
like
to
it
it,
now.
yeah.
I walk like this all the time. So my head changed back in the day.
No, but I think in that you made a good point. You know, you brought up a good point about how kids are deprived of, or they don't have the knowledge to do some things because of our, being overprotective as parents. But you didn't say. I think that's what people's getting confused. You didn't say not to.
No, I said I do.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just thought you were like stripping away, like don't do this for your kids, and they was like, don't. It's a dangerous world. I'm not gonna be.
What I've been learning is that
And I'm
people
just
don't
like-
truly listen to people talk.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah.
100%.
They
Listen to
don't.
what's gonna give them a reaction.
Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith was talking to Paul George podcast, and they was talking about Kwame Brown. And it's like, if you take anything back, what would you take back? He was like, what I said about Kwame. He was like, I wouldn't have done it that way. I meant what I said, but seeing how he reacted, I wouldn't have done it that way. And a nigga in the comments said, don't try to take that shit back now. You meant it. So I was so excited when I seen every comment under his. Everybody was like, oh, you didn't watch this shit.
Yeah. Or even he did, but he doesn't have the depth perception to understand what's being said.
The nigga
And
saw
sometimes
highlight.
that's an issue though.
He saw a highlight.
How come that's the case where people, what you saying, right?
Yeah.
That he don't have the depth perception to understand what's said.
Yeah.
When all you have to do is listen to what's said. This takes no skill. This is not about like reading into it, reading between the lines, nothing. It's literally about listening to what the fuck this man said. The end.
Yeah.
Why is that hard?
Because people attention spans nowadays.
And-
I mean, it's
yeah.
fucking
Oh,
shot. It's shot. I promise you they'll be sitting here reading one thing and you can see their eyes going to the right.
Yeah.
Looking at a whole nother monitor or something back there. Like, what the fuck going over there? The attention spans are not there. That's why people aren't learning shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why everybody keeps running back to their phone. They might know a fact, but they keep going to their phone and look at it because they didn't actually retain it. They just saw it real quick. They blurted it out and it's gone. Because they don't feel like they need to remember it. I'm going to just go on my phone and bring it back up.
That's a good ass point, because I think that's why a lot of things are failing socially that used to be accepted.
Yeah.
Like longer videos and shit on YouTube, they're crashing.
Oh yeah.
Because
my
of
fucking
which is
God.
why they made YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
You think they did that for nothing?
Yeah, no.
It's because people's attention span is this big, and that's known by like actual data now and how long people watch any video. You get like 30 seconds, everybody's there. A minute in, you get a drop off. A minute and a half in, more of a drop off. It's a 4-minute video.
Yeah.
And I'm off for like 4 minutes.
Well, and you have to think too.
Right.
There was another platform that found that formula before YouTube. Well, Vine, TikTok, and so now YouTube, like, this where it's at, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's funny. They thought Vine wasn't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
What was Vine, like 11 seconds?
I think it was
5.
10.
It was short.
I
It was
thought
5
10.
seconds.
That's what
It was short. It was short as
5
hell.
seconds,
But they was
man.
like, this ain't gonna work. That shit blew up.
Vine was the best.
But that's what cracked the code, where they found out that like this works more than anything else. These little bitty short videos had people like who didn't have any following, boomed
Yeah.
with Vine, and everything else just followed suit. Stories, everybody got stories. Why? Because now it's right here at the top. No more scrolling. You can just tap through.
Yeah.
Next story, tap through. Next story. Nobody's attention span, and we are adults, right? And I'm sure y'all get caught up in it. Like when you get on something, you go on IG to look for something and get caught on a reel, and now you in the reel,
Yep.
Yeah.
right? And you,
Oh my God. Every time.
right? But you a grown ass man. Imagine a
What was
13-year-old,
doing to these kids.
Yeah.
a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
These kids don't even know how to be bored no more.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around a bored child? Bro, it's agonizing.
Hitting the fucking
They just gonna-
thing behind the
yeah,
door.
they gonna do
tap
something.
in,
If they
tap
their
something.
iPad, their phone die, these kids have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
What's outside?
Bro,
What the
kids,
fuck
bro,
is outside?
and again, we are adults who can catch it, like that. We are. Oh man, we got off. But a child,
yeah, that's fucking.
it's a wrap.
Yeah.
You get caught in that. A kid get caught in any of those wormholes, it's done.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like what you brought up too. There's formulas to all of it. Like stories at the top. You scroll 2 times, then it's a reel. It's something. It's on the same algorithm that you just watched. So they know you're probably going to be interested in it. If not, okay, we'll catch you another 2
Next
scrolls.
video.
Same with formulas. Like he was bringing up attention spans. It's a reason why there's a formula to captions and like titles and all
algorithm
that.
and shit,
Yeah,
yeah,
like.
yeah.
Even the thumbnails that people use. Like
thumbnails,
there's a true science to like thumbnails, no bullshit.
Yeah.
Where like they know
they wanna
if
watch
you
that
design
part.
your thumbnail this way, your video is gonna get more clicks.
Yep.
Not because the video is quality.
Yeah.
Because of a fucking thumbnail.
Yeah.
Nigga, we are adults being got. These kids are out of luck.
Yeah. There was a video I saw of Mr. Beast even talking about like that formula within his videos because they're a little longer, but he'll like start like the first 10 seconds has to be like in relation, relation to the thumbnail, and it like grabs people so that then by then you know and it's just formulas, bro. It's crazy.
When does it stop? When does YouTube actually give you that view? You know what I'm saying? How long does it take for them to get a view through the whole video?
I would wonder. I don't know.
I think it's 45 seconds.
Possibly.
Something
I'm sure
that.
something around there.
I think so.
And motherfuckers don't even watch it for the 45 seconds, huh?
Bro, that's happened. Like, it's plenty of videos where motherfuckers are immediately just like, it's out of here.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
That attention span that fucking bad.
Yep.
And I catch myself doing it too sometimes, but I'm always, at least I'm aware of it. So then I can, check myself. There's people who aren't even aware of this shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about the adolescents.
Yeah, the kids especially.
We are being
they're born into that
by algorithms and science on social medias that these kids are defenseless to.
That's fucked.
I wonder if that's the same thing that applies for like the trendy dance videos too. You know what I mean? Because people watch the short dance videos more than like long freestyle videos.
A routine. Nobody
You know what
watch
I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So I wonder if that same thing applies. Like, oh yeah, I'd rather just watch this quick, easy dance that's gonna take like 10 seconds than watch this full 2-minute freestyle.
And then guess what? When you like that dance on TikTok, now you just watch all the people doing it.
Yeah.
Just one TikTok dance, and now you in a 10-minute watching this person do it, that person do it,
and I've
this
seen
person
the
do it.
same dance, just a different face.
Yeah.
And that's
we're fucked up.
and why is it the same dance every time? That's like you said, like kind of how this generation and like future generations are brought up. Like that's inclusion. Like we're all online now and shit. So you see everybody else doing it. That's your way of getting involved. You know.
I believe it's all about imitation over innovation nowadays.
Right.
Of course.
That's how it is. It's such a William Shakespeare fucking era we live in, where it's just everything's theatrical, everything's fake, and nobody's being authentic no more, dog.
They don't have to. You know, because you're not.
We need
people are being discovered off authenticity now. It's just repetition and consistency. Like somebody can drop trash content all the time, and people are gonna watch it because they're dropping something all the time.
Oh yeah.
You can find yourself in a really bad spot being nitpicky about like the quality of your shit. Yeah. Because people don't really give a fuck about quality they want quantity. They want to be entertained right now and every day. So we have a podcast here we do weekly. People come and tune in to us weekly. If we start missing episodes, we will lose people.
Yeah.
Just because now on Tuesday at 8:00, they'll find something else to go. Like they can't just be. Yeah. They're like, man, at 8:00, I usually be.
Yeah.
Find something else to. No, you don't. You don't.
That makes sense.
Your brain feel like that, but you don't.
Yeah.
Because even when shows end too, like you've been on, if you watch any show for a certain duration of time, as soon as it stops, you're like, well, damn, since this season over, let me find a whole new show. And that's why I cannot fuck with shows no more. I had to really tell myself when this show is over and this show is over, I'm done watching shows. I don't want to learn no new shows.
Right.
Because it's taking up so much of my time where I can be utilizing this time, putting it better into myself, my mental, you know what I'm saying? Just find it better.
Wes said it's
for
10
me.
seconds.
Huh?
Wesley said it's 10 seconds on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So that
10
makes
seconds, okay.
Damn,
nice.
and you have brought up a good point about like imitation over innovation. And I feel like even within that, like you as a human being, at some point you have to look in the mirror and realize like, I'm not being myself right now. And I feel like that, that being like the standard of like potentially where the creativity and stuff is headed towards. That's why we see a lot more mental health issues and stuff. Cause you get to a point where you're like, damn, like I'm tired of faking the funk, you know? Like
what age?
Who are you going to be? What age?
You feel me? Like
shit,
let's talk
feel
about
like I just figured it out at 30, you know?
You feel me?
Yeah.
But like we talking about these kids.
Yeah, it's
Nigga,
crazy.
These kids have no chance in hell unless they really have somebody with their hands on them. These kids are fucked. Like because my son, and I'm sure y'all see other kids do it, they are now watching people play video games and not playing them themselves.
Yeah.
I'm that type of nigga. I don't like playing video games, but I will watch the fuck out of somebody play.
It's become entertainment. Yeah.
But I've always done like.
But to watch somebody else play
Yeah.
is my children's. This is a game that they have
Oh, they have this shit at the
It's a
crib.
PS5 in his face. And on the PS5, he is on YouTube watching somebody else stream Apex.
Not even him trying to play
Instead
and
of
watch
playing Apex himself, he's watching somebody else getting them money.
Shit, that's how I make my living too. You know,
Right.
Like,
People watching you play.
yeah, which I think it's just kind of like the transition of where we're not just enamored by actors and actresses now, and like LeBron James type athletes. Like now we are now appreciating, okay, this is like the best person at this, or this is the most entertaining person playing this. And so again, I just think it's like just becoming like two different extremes though.
Yeah.
Everybody got blue checks now.
Yeah.
That's just ridiculous.
Shit,
There's
I felt
nothing different now. Everybody blue check now.
That shit crazy.
So there's nothing famous no more. Nobody special no more. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about even before the blue checks. Remember, we used to have to watch TV, look at the fucking what were those called? Were all the celebrities in it? You gotta look at the magazines with all the celebrities in it to know who the celebrity was.
Oh yeah, like
You know
that.
what I'm talking about?
Snoop said the competition level's so high, it's hard to play. You just watch the pros play. I don't feel like that about nothing, Snoop.
But it is getting to that point though.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's really good players that you just and you could learn from, like the kids could learn from. But I think it's just getting to a point, like Kai Cenat, for instance. He's not like the best gamer, but he's like a new age. I don't want to say Kim Kardashian, but like a reality star,
definitely.
bro. Like
that's what even the cat you just mentioned earlier. Was it Beast?
Yeah, Mr. Beast.
Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
They are the reality stars.
It is,
the gamers, the Twitchers, the streamers. They for sure are reality stars because they're not celebrities, but they're celebrities.
Yeah.
Like they're homemade celebrities. These people aren't like on people's big screens, but like they're household names.
Did you see in NYC last week?
Yes.
There was a riot because Kai Cenat literally had,
they pressing charges on him.
What you mean? What happened? What you mean?
he had like a
giveaway.
A giveaway in
Told
like
NYC to
middle
show
of
up at this
Manhattan
place.
and show up.
And it was fucking
Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Just
Like
because
literally
the people
like
showed
riots.
up.
Yeah.
just for a chance at the giveaway.
And this is a dude who just plays video games, bro. Like
Play video games, watch videos.
Yeah.
This nigga will just sit in his house and watch videos, and people watch him watch videos.
yeah.
That's it.
That is crazy. Yo.
Millions of dollars. People just watch him do normal shit.
Like I
We
think
robots. Huh?
My daughter is 18.
I think he's more popular than who do I want to use right now? Like I feel like he's more popular than Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like people that we know as like sports fans and shit, but it's crazy.
Internationally.
Like he playing games and he's as big as I don't want to say he might be like as big
Superstars.
as LeBron James, bro. I don't know. Like
Got a team and everything.
If we gonna be honest, Kai is probably as well known as LeBron James.
yeah.
Honestly.
just like that. Just like that
That's
Aiden
crazy to
Ross
think
kid.
about.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All he do is
Yeah.
gay shit all day.
Well, he plays games, but yeah, he definitely do that to
do
get
a
a
lot of
reaction.
stuff.
Yeah, I think he
Shit.
stopped
Yeah.
that. That's how he got known though. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But
he stopped that.
I wish I didn't have a conscience because back then I was cool. I was goofy. If I just stayed that way, I'll be famous. I'll be famous.
Yeah.
Hella ducats. But I got such a conscience now. I was like, no, I'm not about to look stupid over this motherfucking shit, homie.
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
won't do it.
I think that's why it's hard for people to like find themselves in the midst of like imitation is because the gratification they're getting from other people.
Yeah.
Once those likes and stuff come in, you can just get lost in like the whole imitation game because you're just like, I'm getting all this, I'm getting all the love, so I'm gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
I don't need to
And
make
then-
up a dance.
Yeah,
I
then
can
it's
just do
like,
this dance.
yeah.
I can't wait
Years
till they
down the
turn this
road,
shit
you're
off.
like, dang, who
Yeah.
am I? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I haven't even did stuff that I like to do.
But it's like we keep going back to the formulas. Like these kids, if you went to these schools now, even if Trey asked his kids, like, what you want to be when you grow up? I guarantee one of them at least
Streamers.
want to be a streamer or something. Okay,
sure.
so how can we make you a
Influencer.
streamer? And then people say, oh, well, you need to look, hey, this worked for Mr. Beast. Hey, this worked for Kai. And so now you imitating the personality that it takes to be a reality star. Because, bro, if you watch their streams, they all have like similar tendencies where they act super hyper
Yeah.
and these certain things to like get reactions and shit. And that's just how you got to do it. And then at that point, it's imitation. And it just spirals from there.
I got a 6-year-old who, when she plays video games, she feels like she has to narrate it out loud. But my 13-year-old and my 9-year-old are doing the same thing. Why is that?
What you mean by that?
Because that's what, like, speaking out loud, like when the streamers are playing, because they need to appeal to listeners, they're interactive. not just like with the game, but like vocally. My kids all do it, and I tell them like, "But just be a streamer." To my kids, I tell them flat out like, "We can get the setup, man, if that's what you want to do, because like you doing it for free."
Yeah,
and it's killing me. Like, if you want to be like them, like you're imitating them, go for the same bag that they're going for. I don't care if you're 13, 6, 9, like, nigga, if that's what you want to do, look what he's doing. You can do that. Yeah. Like he wasn't rich. He just had a green screen and a video game.
How do you coach your kids on that? Like, how do you help them get? Because they get so discouraged when they see all these other people got all these followers. They can't even see the fact that if I gain one, that's close to getting to where I want to be.
No kids like grind.
They hate that shit.
No kids I know want to grind. When I play video games and I level my people up, my kids want to play on my profile instead of grinding on their own. My son does not want to spend his time like me on 2K, right? I'm buying my to the highest I can get it. I'm gonna just spend my money so I can get the highest overall, and then I'll grind. My son don't want to grind. He just wanted me to do the same thing for him. But nigga, it's not. You don't have no money.
Yeah, I'm not paying $500 for the whole household to have good 2K players.
VC like through the fucking no. You are a child. Do what the kids do. Play the game.
Yeah,
grind for yours. Don't want to do that. And like, man, I don't want to play. I can't compete. Everybody. Okay, so go to the story. Play the story like we did growing up. We played story games. To level your mans up.
Yeah.
They don't do that.
Because I also don't think there's any games that are like that anymore, though. Like Fortnite, you get in it, it's just cosmetic shit. Yeah. Apex, you get in it, it's just cosmetic.
But God of War. Right, what we talked about.
God of War.
Attention span.
Yeah.
Battle Royale games are because it's over and over right now. It's 100 niggas jumping out the ship.
Yeah.
Right? You want to be the last team out of all the teams. And then if you die, you go right into another lobby with 100 people.
Yeah.
And then if you die, you go right into the lobby with another 100 people. And this is instant. The gratification is right now, always. We did not have those kind of games.
Yeah.
We had story games where, like, when we had PlayStations, nigga, with no memory card, you had to sit there and really try to, like,
and try to beat this
blow it, like, leave home and leave your game on. Come back home and you trying to, like, but you have a mission. These kids don't have that because everything is supporting instant gratification.
Yep.
Even the games we used to play that you used to have to grind up, like Call of Duty, you used to have to get to a certain prestige or certain things to get guns.
Yeah.
Now they're in the battle royale now too, and you can buy back in after you die and certain shit. You know,
come right back.
Yeah,
over and over. Keep coming back.
Yeah.
And that's the world we live in now, where nobody's really working for shit. So to your point, these kids they see the stardom, they see where Kai Cenat is, right? That's what they want. They don't see where he started.
Yeah.
They didn't see when he didn't have no motherfucking following, where it's just his homeboys. And then he started being entertaining and his shit. They have no interest in that grind. These children.
Just imagine they put a camera in front of them as they did that grind. That's content right there, and people gonna respect that whole thing.
Yep.
People don't want to do that though.
I wonder though, Trey, do you think this has always sort of been a thing? It's just this is now the new thing it's associated with, like as far as like music and shit. Like everyone when Wayne was popping thought, hey, I could just do mixtapes and get popping like that type shit and just pass out my mixtapes on Venice Beach and shit. Like now it's just streaming is that new fad. Whereas like when we was in high school, it was kind of like rapping and shit.
Yeah.
You know, and so on. Or like even before us, then it was people moving to Hollywood to be actors and actresses. And so I feel like it's kind of always been a formula, but now it's really tough because as you said, like, you know, kids are born and by probably before they're even a year old, have some sort of association with technology, you know?
With something right here, right now.
Yeah.
You were able to be bored as a kid.
Yeah.
All of us were able to be bored as children. We had video games, sure, but like we could be bored. You could have nothing to do. We had shit like that.
Yeah, coloring books, word search.
I do not know any kids with technology in their home accessible where they would go color. I don't.
I don't see no coloring no more.
No, but you also don't see kids outside on Christmas. There are no more bikes. There are no skateboards. There are no skates.
Hide and seek.
There's none of you do not see kids outside doing any of that shit anymore. You know where they at home with headsets on, talking to each other.
Yeah.
These kids are not going to Lorenzi to hoop. They are meeting each other at the park on 2K. Like these kids, like, you want to hoop? They're like, yeah. You feel me? Like when That's what's happening.
Y'all trying to run something
Like,
out the good.
y'all trying to run tonight?
Yeah.
You and the homies, us as grown men, like y'all trying to run tonight, and none of us are talking about meeting at 24-hour fitness to get on the court.
Yeah.
This is talking about pulling up chairs in our own homes, the same way we watch movies. We all watch movies and we get together and we talk about the movies. We get online with each other and we give each other the breakdown about movies. When you used to have to go see that motherfucker,
Man.
and really, and the niggas that you talk about are niggas who seen it, probably with you.
Yeah.
That's why we play games that you got to link up with. You got to come play dominoes with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit like that.
Cause also, man, it's crazy. Cause I remember even being like a kid, and I don't know if any of y'all had this sort of circumstance, but as far as like talking about innovation, I remember like Pokemon was hot, and like I was in my basement, like acting like I was
Playing
picking
against-
my starter Pokemon with no
right.
technology or nothing, bro. And it was me and friends,
Oh, you actually battled with the card.
no cards or nothing. Like I was just acting like we was in the living room and we was in a Pokemon world, like
Yeah.
just straight
Imagination.
Yeah,
I'm a mad one.
imagination.
Yeah, there you go, imagination.
Whereas
Yes,
like
sir.
now, like you said, like and that's what's so tough with like mental health and these kids growing up. It's all gonna be so streamlined. You're not cool if it's not this way or if you thinking differently because everyone is so. Oh, you don't play this, or if you playing this, your guy looks like this, and certain things, and it's just that stuff is scary.
Remember what
Bro.
I was telling y'all about my son and how he care about how his avatar look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His avatar flies a motherfucker.
And he a bum. My son don't give a fuck about what he look like, but he will spend like wild amounts of money on his avatar on any video game
Any money
Yeah.
you get, he
for
takes
any
from the
skins
card.
he can get, anything he can put on his person, necklaces, the whole shebang. My son ain't never wanted a chain in his life. Every avatar on every video game he's ever created, jeweled the fuck out. He's never wanted a chain though. My son, literally, I bought him one. He broke it one time and was like, I don't want this.
Yeah.
I was like, why not? He was like, I just don't want to break it again.
You know where that shit started at? Was Sims. That Sims game.
Yeah.
That's when I started seeing the kids that I saw play Sims end up doing really just being online shit. They don't really interact in real life like that much. They really like to play those type of games.
That's all these kids don't know. They have their social skills be so poor.
terrible, dog.
Like, y'all ever see, like, kids are so fucking rude. Like, these kids they don't even speak to adults.
Yeah.
There's no excuse
yeah.
me for
Oh, yeah,
adults.
they'll-
There's no, like, manners are shitty because I don't know if people really take their kids places to be able to teach them shit like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Social skills. Huh? You need
Like,
social skills.
Where is like nowadays though, like working, like I feel like everyone just go to work and their kids just at home playing the game and it's like
Exactly.
It's
Take
just
your funky
convenient.
ass
Exactly.
outside.
How many times do you see, like, us, right? When we used to go to family members' houses, the kids go with the kids.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
The adults be with the adults. You go to your cousin's house, you and your cousins, y'all link. Kids now are not staying the night at other people's homes.
They want to go home.
I was staying the night at all my
Oh,
family's
hell
house.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Wait, so
I'm
you're saying
talking-
your kids never ask you to stay over at a friend's house?
No.
Really?
Why would they? They can
Yeah,
talk
that's-
to them.
That's crazy. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We used to want to go to our friend's house or our cousin's house because there's a video game there with 4 controller jacks.
Yeah.
He got everything.
With 4 controllers.
Yeah.
Where we can really get it in sitting right next to each other.
Yeah.
Online gaming
And then
has
shit
made
would
it.
go outside after or something. Yeah.
All of these kids have online gaming. They do not have to go to their friend's house to have anything. Nigga, we can start a PlayStation party right now with 12 of us as grown men, and we can do this shit every day if we want.
Yeah.
You feel like our friendship is so solid. We talk every day.
Yeah.
We interact with each other every day. We play with each other every day. I have not seen you in 2 years.
Yeah.
That's the world we live
That's
in.
why I don't
It
play video
is.
games. I don't even want to get involved in that shit.
Yeah.
Niggas
Nah,
really be online.
I have a career in video games.
So you have a career. There you
But
go.
I will say, bro, I feel like people who are heavily invested in video games is a sign of depression. I feel like
Running
you are
from something?
investing yourself so much in an alternate reality as opposed to investing in who you are and the shit around you.
Dang, you can say the same
That's
thing for the
hard.
internet.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's what, again, back to what I was telling y'all about my kid. Socially awkward as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
On the video game, he's the guy.
Yeah.
I swear to, like, my son on a video game is who I wish he was in real life. When he's in real life, he just shrink into
Yeah.
the shell. He don't really talk to nobody. He's not outward, extrovert, nothing. But he's on the video game. Everybody want to be him. Everybody want to play with him. Everybody want to do what he doing. Everybody want to be on what he on. He clock off that game, and you back to this fucking hermit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nigga, why do you care so much about that? Like, just come over here in the real world and be.
Yeah.
You feel me? And to your point, I believe that because he's so awkward in real life, that he chooses the video games to be who he want to be.
It's the internet persona.
That's why he'll
thing
dress
that we
that
had
up.
The conversation
Yes.
about.
Yeah, that's why he'll dress that up, and
Yes.
he the man on there.
The man.
Yeah.
I noticed that even with like there's people who's really introverted, or there's some people who's like really, like he said, awkward, and they're a totally different person on the internet. Like when you see them in videos, they act totally different. You wouldn't even think it, but then off the internet, completely different person. They're introverted, they're awkward, they're weird. You'd be like, what? Like, who is this person?
You
know
look
what
like
I mean?
you could be a confident person.
Yeah.
But then you start talking to him, I'm like, damn, the eye contact not even there.
Yeah.
You ever been with a Facebook or Instagram comedian type chick where like she's hilarious? All the memes she share, everything is like drop dead funny. All her comments.
She dry as
and you
fucking
get with her in
person.
real life, and you like,
Dry, bitch.
Why you
need
weird?
to keep saying something.
yeah, like why is you weird? Like, why you don't talk? Where your jokes at? Like, you're funny every day on the internet. Why are you not funny?
You, homie, it's a
Just
lot
weird.
of them. You have to be looked at, liked, everything.
Marcia said, I think we don't have the safety that we had growing up either. I think that has played a big part in this transition also. Why do y'all feel like the world is less safe today? Why do you feel like the world is less safe today? I cannot understand how anybody has that opinion.
Check this out.
I was
it's
curious
because the
about
shit
that.
that they keep watching, because the shit that they never really experienced.
Woo! Did I say that?
Repetition is the father of learning. So you have to go out your way to unlearn the negative shit and feed yourself with the positive shit.
Like everybody who's so worried about their kids being kidnapped, right?
You watch
because
them
that's what they saying.
videos.
That's what most people say. Like, man, these kids being snatched up nowadays. I'm like, that is not nowadays, nigga. We had milk cartons when we were growing up. Every day it was a new face on a fucking milk carton. Multiple of them. There were signs, paper signs in grocery stores. Missing kid, missing kid, missing kid. It just wasn't on the internet in your face.
Yeah.
So acting like the world is less safe now with all the technology we have for safety is super asinine to me. Like I'm always curious though, honestly, to the people who say that. What makes you feel like that? And it's the internet. It's the shit that they see. Because if I ask you, do you know anybody's kids who've been like abducted personally?
I ain't never.
They're gonna say no. Do you know any kids that have been kidnapped?
But even
Do you know any
then-
kids who have been taken, like snatched up with like one of your friends, like my child is missing? Have you ever seen that?
Hell no.
I'm 33. I've never seen that in my life. So it's not something that I'm fearful of because I see it on the internet.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But
you could still be. Oh, go ahead, Suave.
Yeah, but even then, you know what I'm saying? Like, if someone were to get kidnapped, we have so much stuff in the internet, like just making a post. That junk can spread so fast that kid can be found so quick. You know what I mean? It's just so, we just got so much stuff that we have access to that would help a child to be found quick, a lot more quick than it would be back then.
Or to not come up missing at all.
Exactly.
And bro, like shit happens, but shit been happening, right? And so like, okay, I have a funny story because this really aligns with like me coming back. But so you know, the girl I was with, she was staying at where I was, and we had a neighbor who had just moved in. He's like an older guy. Me and him got cool before I moved out. And I don't know if he noticed I was out or whatever, but like he was like cool with me, so he kept asking like, "Yo, where's he at? Like, I haven't seen him, blah blah blah. Oh, well, here I have this for him. I made this for y'all," type thing, and giving gifts. And she thought like he could potentially be like, you know, grooming to like snatch her up and kill her or some shit. Fast forward, I saw him last night, and he was like, "Man, I've been waiting to talk with you," like. Because she had went to the lengths to like find who the landlord was of the place and say like he's like trying to make advances on me, blah blah blah. And I get it, like have your guard up, right? But in reality, now I'm talking to this guy and he's like, "Man, like I just really like mess with how you like introduce yourself to me and like gave me like the gate code, all these certain things." And so I was just trying to like, this was like a peace offering type shit, you know, and where she viewed it as like he's trying to group her in. And so like, but it's because she be watching.
I was about to say why.
She be watching murder documentaries.
Not because he gave that off.
On that shit.
Yeah.
Not at all because he gave that kind of vibe. This looks like when you were saying it, I was like, this some white shit.
Yeah,
That was the first thing I'm thinking, like, that's some super neighborly shit. Like, I don't talk to any neighbors I've ever had.
Yeah.
But like, even if one of them was super friendly, my first thought would never be that.
Yeah.
Like, man, this nigga too friendly.
Yeah.
He probably finna try to snatch me up.
Where that's where
That's not my thought process.
Right.
Like, yeah, I mean, sure, like you said, leave your guard up. But damn, bro, that's the world we live in.
I talk to all my neighbors. Anybody around me, I'm always saying hi because shit, if I'm not home, somebody watching my house. You You know what I'm saying? I can be friendly with those people. They might see it as like, okay, I'm gonna look over his
Exactly.
stuff. Say,
Y'all
how
got
you
each
doing?
other back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm making it a community thing without them even realize I'm using you for
That's what's up.
watch my shit.
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
to talk.
say what up to everybody.
I don't want to talk to nobody.
Oh man,
That's it.
But I feel
like,
that
I don't want to build that because like when I'm walking in and out the house, I don't really want to talk to you. I have no interest
That's
at all
real, though.
in like
But how
having
lo-
a discussion with you.
Yeah, but you think it's gonna go that far? And even if it does go that far, maybe it just aligns though. Like maybe you're just supposed to be having that conversation though.
Yeah, I don't want to though.
But you should though.
I feel you.
I feel like it's not a bad thing to like.
That's probably where me and you gonna
Associate.
try to meet in the middle
Yeah,
somewhere.
I think you should.
But like just that's me in life, not just with
Yeah.
neighbors. Like
Yeah.
I don't talk to coworkers.
Right.
I've been in my job for 10 years. There are people who have been working with me for all 10 years who do not know my name.
Do you feel like, and not to get like too deep, but do you feel like your like childhood traumas and like what you were brought up in, or potentially you just like it's easier to just not associate in those situations because
I got plenty of people who like just like me, but they social.
Yeah.
Like they can just talk.
Yeah.
Nigga, I'm so lucky I got Maria in my life, nigga, because when we go places, I try not to like I just be in the background.
Yeah.
When we go to counters and shit and somebody gotta talk, she talk to the people because like
Yeah.
I have no interest. People so fucking stupid. Right? And not only is it bad that people are so stupid, but I'm so easily frustrated or irritated
off of
by
stupid shit.
like stupid shit that I tend to just like try to keep the people I talk to.
Yeah.
Because once I find out that you dumb, now I really don't want to talk to your ass no more. So I just rather not even. And I personally don't know if it has anything to do with my upbringing.
Yeah.
But I just never been like huge on talking to strangers. I don't like small talk.
Yeah.
I don't like that shit. So like my neighbor coming to bring me shit like I don't want that. Thank you, but like
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, you ain't gotta eat the shit.
Don't keep doing
I
that
might
shit.
take it and throw it away. I've done that shit. They brought me. I'm not eating this shit.
I appreciate people who do it because my son can do it.
Yeah.
My 13-year-old, the one who's I tell y'all is awkward, like he could just spark conversations. We be riding in the car, be silent. And he'd be like, Dad, what's your least favorite food?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, shut up. Why you do that all the time? And no matter when we're quiet, we can be all in the house eating and be silent or in the car or whatever. My son just wants to talk.
Yeah.
He just wants to have a conversation with me or strangers. And I hate it because kind of like her, like I'm like, man, you do not know people's intentions.
Yeah.
Right. But at the same time, I'm like, man, I idolize the fact that you can do that. I'm a massage therapist now and it's crippling me.
Mm-hmm.
My inability to walk up and talk to strangers is causing me problems.
Yeah.
There are people I could talk to that I look at and I'm like, man, I should ask them if they get massages. I got this card on me. The electronic card I gave you. I got a card that I could just tap on somebody's phone. They
Yeah.
get all my information. All I gotta do is go over and introduce myself.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Yeah.
But I've done that I don't introduce myself to women. I never approach women.
Yeah.
Ones I'm interested in. I have never in my life seen a woman who was attractive and walked up and approached her. Ever.
I feel like those habits are always like from upbringing.
Yeah.
Like even how you brought up your son, like you're the way you are, and potentially he's the way he is because he feels he has to overextend himself from that awkwardness when y'all go places together and stuff.
Maybe.
You know,
Yeah,
and so I'm
possibly.
not saying it's like a bad thing. I just think like even within myself, you know, like me not wanting that awkwardness too. I know that's where I come from, so
Yeah.
I'm willing to talk to the neighbor and those certain things, you know. And sometimes it is an overextension, and so you have to find that middle ground, you know. And that's why I'm saying with you ain't got to say what's up to everybody, but I think step by step, what's good, and just see what the conversation comes to, and
I feel that.
yeah,
I had to learn to be gregarious in that sense because at one point in my life, I didn't want to talk to nobody. So I remember when I first moved here, I wasn't fucking with. I was aggressive as shit. Didn't want to talk to nobody. Fuck all that weird shit. If it wasn't my family, I don't want to talk to you, homie. But I had to learn to. When I moved to New York, it had to bring a different part of me out because I had to learn to be gregarious. I had to learn to socialize. So I had to practice. So anytime I go from JFK to the Bronx, that 45-minute drive, I'm gonna talk to this driver the whole way there, just so I can learn to get my conversation up.
Right.
So that was just a whole practice. I wanted to do a whole 360. 'Cause I was a 180. I went from being how I was, turned completely around, became this whole new being who just wasn't fucking with nobody. I didn't care about nothing. And I'm like, if I want to progress, I got to learn to do the whole 360.
That's what's up, bro. Because I'm gonna tell you on that ride, I hope don't nobody say shit to me.
He was the taxi driver. I was talking to the
Not
taxi
him
driver.
too. Though I hope he shut the fuck up too.
Yeah, he was hoping I shut the fuck up too.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
I really hope that like all my Uber drivers and anybody that like, if we in public, if we at a bus stop and you next to me, I hope that you in your phone because I'm gonna be in my shut up.
You're a businessman though. You gotta do that.
And
I was
but
selling hats at the
it's
time,
literally
too.
been my biggest obstacle in this new venture of mine, because being a mechanic for 10 years, I never had to talk to the nigga on the left or right of me.
Yeah.
I do my job. You do your job. That's the kind of job I have. I don't work customer service jobs or jobs where I have to deal with people on purpose. I don't want to talk to people. I think people dumb as hell all the time.
You're my bad.
No,
you're a
you
conversationalist. Look how this is you.
With y'all. You see how simple, and that's what people be having fucked up about me.
That's because you're talking to people
When people think I'm social because of shit like this, right? I've been on multiple podcasts. I've had multiple podcasts. Motherfuckers assume I'm a social dude, and I am not.
Yeah.
No,
like I don't
want
want to
talk to nobody. It could be. It's a conversation with the nation. You're a conversationalist at his best.
I also think, like, I'm wondering, Trey, like, how do you become successful?
What you mean?
Like, how do you, like, in whatever sort of passion you have, how do you feel like you could become successful in it? Is it just work hard?
Yeah. Keep my head down.
Yeah, see?
That's
when
it.
in reality, like, network is everything. And that's how I learned.
But
that's what I learned.
I know that.
But I'm saying,
I
like,
know that.
But and so like that when you like brought up like network is everything, and you seeing the benefits of like network and shit like that, like even in my space, then you realize I gotta have these conversations, whereas you always working like just hard work, I'm gonna do my shit, and that's why you never looked into those type of conversations. That's what I'm saying. You kind of just have to adapt your mentality a little bit, where it's like you can still work hard, but bro, you can work smart too, and within working smart, you just having conversations.
You know how hard that is to do.
It's hard as fuck, bro.
Like not for me, like and not
is.
It's
like
never easy.
Like for me in that, right? Because I already view talking to people a certain way. I already view like my nerves and everything when I see women or people that I can approach about massages when we out in public. I'm not an ugly dude, so like when I come up, like they like, oh, what do you want to talk about? And I'm like, hey, do you get massages? That sounds ideally so easy. Right. And now I'm in a grocery store and it's all these people and all these women catching eye contact with me and they just staring me down. I'm staring them down. I give them a little wave. At that point, it's already ice is broken.
Yeah.
You've been watching me by the limits forever. So I can walk up to you, no problem. I'm telling you, it's something in my head where I'm like, this gonna go bad. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Every time.
But I just want to say, I just think you should, again, like adapt your mentality of what networking is. Like you having conversations with people who could elevate your business, not necessarily looking for customers, right? Like potential people who could like invest in it and those certain things. Whereas like, bro, you ain't got to go up and cold call people and shit. You could do all that through Facebook marketing and shit. Like that could all be, you can alleviate yourself from those social constructs that are.
I want to be better at that though.
I mean, sure, you can work on that too, but I think as far as like just like networking to make it easier on you, you just having conversations, bro, about what you're doing. You never know who you're gonna line up with, and that shit will align. But yeah, you can market it just like how you been doing on Facebook and Instagram and shit, and just finding new ways to get to the demographic that you're trying to get to.
Right.
But
see, I think that's a crutch. That's a crutch for me. It because I have those tools, it make it easier for me not to talk to people.
Yeah.
Because I have Facebook to put a video out and hashtag it to hell and back.
Yeah.
Eventually it's gonna fall in the right lap.
Yeah.
Instead of me having to talk to multiple people and like overcome my shit to do better, I got these crutches. All these other avenues. I got this dot card to where like I can just tap it on somebody's shit like, hey, if you ever think about getting a massage, hit me up, boo.
Yeah.
Walk the fuck off.
But I think that's a pretty cool middle ground though. I feel like a dot card is a good middle ground. I don't think that's necessarily a crutch.
Yeah, because I still gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we've been
didn't
on that
even-
second hot take for.
I know,
Yeah, my bad. That was a song. Hot take.
I know we didn't even get to the main. That was a hot take.
Damn, I got lost in the sauce. That hot take took us.
Nah, Trey said he was waiting for me to show up.
My boy, man. Because look
Yeah.
at this conversation.
Yeah,
This is
That's
what
what
I've
you
been
carry.
getting from these two since I came on this podcast. Right, just like perspective from men who view things completely different than me. Right, like niggas don't even come from my same walk of life. So I find it important, ironically enough, to say I find it important to talk to y'all.
Yeah.
Right.
So you learn from
But
it,
then
you know?
it should be easy enough to take that into the world.
Yeah.
But when it's with strangers, I listen to people talk. I don't say shit. Even when I have input, when I'm listening to strangers talk, if I'm at like a party or something like that, niggas just around talking, and I listen to them, as soon as I find out that one of them mental capacity, and I can tell not going to be able to, I'm opting out.
Yeah.
I'm done. But I think most people are dumb.
I get that. And I think I would just say to cap this off, like we keep talking about like losses are lessons and experience. And you just got to experience it, bro. There's going to be times where you feel like you said the wrong thing or you're not sure what, you said wrong or whatever. But then, you just...
Man, you just telling nigga to jump, bro.
Yeah, you
That's
learn.
what you do.
But you can ease
Yeah.
into it, though.
That's
But
what you
I think you
learn.
just got to take those steps, though, bro.
Yeah.
For
I feel
sure.
like-
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all want to touch on the subject that Key wanted to touch
Which
on.
one? Which one is that?
They didn't want to talk about it, bro. Throw it out there.
Where's it at?
The
What were we talking about?
the kids trans situation.
That shit crazy. Man. I don't give a fuck what they got to say about it. Like, I'm not knocking them. You know what I'm saying? That shit wild, bro.
Talk about it, man. Go
Well, I
ahead,
mean,
talk.
yeah.
so
Before we let
crazy.
you, I guess we'll preface it with because last week we were talking about the Neo tweet when Neo said, or the Neo conversation when he was talking about kids, transitioning at a young age, and people were like hanging him for it. So he got like the 3rd degree for that. But like we were gonna jump into the discussion of our perspective on kids transitioning at a young age. And I know you wanted to.
They fucking these kids up. They're fuck. Do you see Dwayne Wade's son, homie? Do y'all see his son?
Yeah.
It's not his daughter, nigga. His son. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He don't even know what to do with his own dick already.
So let me ask you, because that's not the parents. That's that kid's personal decision. At what age do you feel like?
How do you get personal decisions like that? That's drastic. Like, pick your shirt, nigga. Let me know what you want to wear to school. Okay, you can pick out of those 2 colors, whatever.
But where do
Dress
you cut a kid?
Yeah.
Where do you cut a kid's thing off, and not the dick? I'm not talking about the.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
talking about their
Decision making.
Yeah.
like what you're saying. Pick your shirt,
Yeah.
but you don't get to pick if you want to be a boy or a girl. But I feel like kids know what they want.
You can be gay. Go ahead. If you want to just be gay, say you gay.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather you just be that. But you talking about something super drastic. Like, you're going to take your genitalia off.
I'm not against what you're saying. First of all, like I want to, because as a parent, I am not be what you want, but if a decision like that is to be made, you're gonna have to make that when you can make it.
Yeah.
That's me. And I don't want to stop you. I don't want to change your mind on, what you want to transition into. But while you with me, I just don't feel safe with that. With making that decision for you at your age. You're young. You can change your mind. Anything can happen.
Mm-hmm.
So nigga, when you turn 18, if that's what you're gonna do, go crazy. But as far as being a child, because parents have to protect kids too from themselves.
You have to.
Not even just from outside shit, but also from themselves. Like us talking earlier about the fork in the socket, right? We want to stop the kids from doing it, but they're probably gonna learn on their own. The kids gonna do what they do. But as far as something this drastic, damn, how do you tell your kid hell no?
My question will be, what makes that so much more drastic? If that's who that kid thinks he is, what makes that so much more drastic?
You can think you're anybody. They can think they Superman. It
Imagination.
don't make you
It's
Superman.
imagination.
For sure, but I guess that just how you view being transgender. There's people who don't believe that's imagination. They believe that's who they are throughout their whole
I'm
life.
saying at that age.
That's not even.
Yeah, and so this
we
is-
gotta cut that shit though.
Right, so
We gotta cut that shit.
And so I just wanted to preface this because, in my opinion, as a parent, and I feel like too many parents view themselves as the decision maker for their child, when in reality, they are the guide for their child.
That's how I parent.
Right. And so at the end of the day, the kid is going to make the decision they want to make, and you could guide them in certain directions. But if you become the decision maker for your kid, all they going to do is suppress how they really feel to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect that.
And so within that, sure, I agree with y'all to the extent you can guide them to try and say it doesn't need to be this drastic of a change where you're changing your body and these certain things. But at the end of the day, you know, they're going to make the decisions that they want to make, you know, and whether it's at 18 or whatever. And
But
so
they can't. You know what I'm saying?
before 18, you're saying.
Yeah, but they cannot. Without me, they cannot.
Right.
So, like, let's talk about alcohol, right? If a 6-year-old is like, I want to take a shot with y'all. As a parent, you're like, no.
I mean,
right?
you should say that. I'll drink.
But you can. Then you can give them a shot. What if your kid feel like, I feel like I should be able to drink?
Yeah.
This is a lot less drastic than I think I should have a pussy and I got a dick.
Well, and that's why within drastic, I think they're both decisions that are made, but I think the most drastic thing is where a person feels like, whether it's a kid or an adult, a person feels like they're not able to make the decision. And then at that point, they no longer find value in life or anything like that, right? So what are you going to do when a kid is coming to you at 13 years old and saying, this is what I think I am, and you're not hearing them saying this is what they think they are? And at that point, they want to end whatever they got going on.
I think it's attention. I think it's all attention.
So then what's the other side of that coin?
You can have dialogue and conversation with them and see if you can sort of talk them off that ledge,
and then you don't. And they are concrete in what they are. So what is the other side of that coin that you're talking about? Let them get their shit cut off.
I mean, at that point, I would rather listen to my kid than them off themselves, for sure.
You ain't backing up.
I think,
you can't come back from that.
Well, I think my system... Well, I think the way I would try to go about it is not necessarily refraining from, but more so like you said, guiding them too. So it's not like saying like, oh, I'm going to cut you off and you can't, we're not going to do this at all. It's just saying, if you want to make the decisions, let's make small steps to get there. Let's not rush into something that drastic. Let's make small steps, like talk about it. Let's educate ourselves on it. Learn about it. Start making, so you can make a decision and find out what it is before you jump into it head first and be like, I want to do this. Let's get this done, because it's a big thing.
At 9 years old, though.
Well, no, because I don't feel like you can learn stuff
10,
like that
11.
at 9 years old.
You
and
can
understand
on your
it.
phone. Your phone is
That's
repetitive, telling these kids
Yeah.
that this is what they want to do. Any lane that these kids find on their phone interesting, they're gonna keep doing it, and that's what they start believing through repetition. If they turn these fucking phones off and took social media away, everybody's gonna be a boy, everybody's gonna be a girl.
But learning something, I think
There was people doing that prior.
Yeah, for sure. I
Doing
got
the whole trans thing.
Yeah, I have an older cousin, like substantially, maybe like 20 years older than me, and his name is Twan. And all my life, he showed up to everything dressed as a woman. And this is not a dainty man.
No,
this is a bigger man than me.
Was he grown though, doing all this?
He was doing it from teenagers. Like,
okay,
like
I'm talking about kids. We were talking about the kids part. That's what I'm saying. These kids are constantly seeing the
how old
same
is Dwayne
shit on
Wade
phone.
kid?
Like what, like 14, 15 or something?
Yeah, that nigga.
Since he was 12 or something, he was saying that shit. 11, 12.
But at 12, I'm telling you, having been raised children, having an 18-year-old. So I got 18, 13, 9, 6, right?
That's some scary shit. Man.
These kids, two of the 4 have identified themselves as bisexual, right?
Right. My niece is saying that right now.
I could, because they were so young when they did it. I could tell them, you don't know what you're talking about. It's because of the internet. But like I can listen to you. Like if that's who you are, that's who you are. If that's the decision you made, that's the decision you made. That decision and making the decision to cut your shit off, or because you just don't feel like a boy and you are. I as a parent am not just going to wholeheartedly jump behind you, because that's a part of me guiding you. It's just not letting you jump off every time your childish ass brain feels something. Now, when you turn 18, if you feel so strongly about it that you want to go get that shit done, I'm supporting you.
Yeah.
I'll never shit on you for it. But when you're 9, 12, 13, and you telling me that you don't feel like a boy, what makes you feel like a boy? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What does that even mean? And so earlier when you were saying something pertaining to it was a thought process. I'm like, damn. So just because a motherfucker feel like something or identify as something, like we all have to respect that. At what point is that a mental disorder? Where you could just whatever you feel is that, nigga. If we did that, we'd probably be all in terrible spots. I felt like I was a lot of things. I mean, I was.
Yeah.
I felt like I was more mature early on in life than my mom would tell me, nigga, you know nothing.
And that's what I was going to say about like learning at a young age when you were talking about 9 years old and learning stuff like that. I think there's a difference between like learning it and understanding what you're learning. You know what I mean? Like fully understanding it. And I feel like at 9 years old, you don't really grasp the full understanding of what it is you're doing. You know what I mean? So that's why I feel like at 9 years old, that is too young to like
That's wild.
be educated on something like that.
And with that, like I said, like I'm big on experience, right? At 9 years old, you don't have the experience to make a big decision like that, whatever the decision is.
Right.
Like not even just considering that, right? But within that though, if you do have that feeling, it sort of needs to be addressed in the sense that you're bringing it up, right? Like, okay, if you're feeling this way, we need to put you through certain experiences where you can see, okay, I like this or not, right? Because similarly, like y'all said, like I have 2 nieces who are like in high school and shit, and they were experiencing like the bisexual thing, or initially thought they were lesbian. And I remember my mom had told them this, and she like, y'all not gonna know what the fuck y'all are until y'all start experiencing shit, and you know what you like and what you don't like, right? And so you could think, hey, I kind of feel this way with this, feel this way with this. And so that's why I think the biggest thing, I don't think any big decision should be made in an instant. You know, it should be, okay, you're feeling this way. Okay, let's create dialogue. Let's create experiences.
Facts.
Let's do these certain things. So we can sort of feel, okay, by the time you're 18, I feel you.
If that's what you want to do.
This what you want to do, I feel
That's
you.
my thing.
Yeah.
But like, you brought up the Wade kid. They full force behind them. Like on being whatever the fuck. Doing whatever the fuck. I'm just like,
Did he get?
That's attention.
I don't think he did.
That's
What I'm saying. That might be them easing into that experience, though.
And my thing with that with celebrity shit is I typically don't know too much about anything they be on because I stay the fuck out of it. Who knows? You know, like you just asked, did he get it? None of us know the answer to that.
Yeah.
But so like here we are. We could not judge how they handling that situation. We just here talking about hypothetical shit. But I feel like kids don't know enough, and not to say they don't know shit. Obviously, they know how they feel.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to you, but that does not mean I'm about to jump off a fucking bridge with you.
Nah.
You're a child.
Yeah.
You have no like your logic, your rationale is not where it needs to be to make that drastic of a decision.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm just not. I'm gonna listen to you. I'm listening to any of my kids tell me any list. I listen to my kids. When I talk to them, I ask them, bruh, be forward with me. Like don't sugarcoat it. Tell it to me like you would tell it to anybody you comfortable with. That way I know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be like my kid to dad.
Yeah.
And then when you go outside, like you this wild ass, be outside to me. Because believe me when I tell you, the same way I talk to y'all, I talk to my 6-year-old daughter the same way.
Yeah.
I've never gave her baby talk, none of that shit. I talk to her like a real nigga. I talk to all my kids like a real nigga.
Well, and within that, your actions follow that, yeah?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, you know, it's not just you talking to talk. Like, you're actually creating that experience with them where they feel like they can be open with you like that, and you will understand where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And you will create that dialogue. As opposed to, hey, be upfront with me, and then and then someone's transparent.
Slam the door in their
and then
face.
you slam the door in their face. At that point, you're not creating a foundation in which someone feels they could be transparent with you.
Exactly.
You know? And so I think that's just like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is it's like a bigger thing. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not definitive really with any of this shit. More so it's like, I understand from a standpoint of like, yeah, like you have a feeling, you want to be heard. Okay, within that, it doesn't need to be a definitive change.
Yeah.
But also, I'm not going to totally shut the door on it as far as like, hey, I don't believe in this. More so, okay, why are you feeling this way? And we could go through me being a guide as opposed to a decision maker for them. Because again, it's like, okay, you suppress that feeling in them. Then they get to a point where they feel like you can no longer be the decision maker for them, whether they're 18, 21, 30.
Right.
And at that point, now they're honest with you at 30 years old and say, I can never have had this transparent foundation with you because you had already suppressed me at such a young age.
Judging me at a young age,
Yeah.
telling me I didn't know shit. Like the adults told us.
Exactly.
Like we didn't have
They say the
nerves.
same
Yeah.
shit,
You feel me? Like a grown up will tell you flat out, like I'm heartbroken. My girlfriend broke up with me. And they gonna tell you, oh, that ain't shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's the end of the world to me though. Like
I was hurting.
I'm fucked up about this. Like, and
I was
I never treated any of my kids like that.
Yeah.
When they have relationships with other people, when they don't go well, I don't treat my kids like, oh man, you gonna have 30 other ones, bro. Don't worry about it. No, nigga, because it's a real emotion.
Yeah.
You feel me? Just because you're an adult don't mean that you understand love more than kids understand love.
Yeah.
I personally believe that kids really understand what unconditional love is, why they get friends so fast.
Bro.
It's why they love so fast. It's why they forgive so easy. It's why you can beat a kid ass and they don't love you any less.
Ooh, that was
why they
facts.
friends can hurt their feelings. And they like, my son will come in the house and tell me what his friend did outside, and later on that day, he's back outside.
Yeah.
Because kids understand what like real love is, not the conditional shit that we learn
They can sense that.
as we get
bro.
older, where we learn from experience. Like, this means that you don't love me. This means you don't love me. You can't love me if you do this. You can't love me if you do that. Kids
bro,
don't feel that.
Like
those are
dogs, too.
traumas. Those
Dogs
are
and
traumas.
babies.
So, but
And
again,
like,
so we don't
within-
know shit. We are hurt, so we think we know love through pain.
That's what I'm saying. Where your uncle is telling you it's all good, you're gonna find another one. When in reality, that's your unaddressed traumas, bro. Like you come in here trying to act like you don't have emotions and shit because you're
Yeah.
trying to be all masculine, but in reality, you just not addressing your own traumas. And then you putting that on me, and now I'm not able to deal with the emotions that I'm supposed to, and now I'm having to mask it, and then it's a cycle, and now you that uncle
And that's
telling
how
the
Uncle
kids.
got over it, though. Uncle got over his last pain by just knowing, another one. I get another one. And so he, like you said, masking traumas.
Exactly.
And now you teaching kids the bullshit. You are teaching kids your traumatic ass love.
Yeah.
And you telling them that they don't know it for real.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know what love is, man. That's puppy love. No, that's real fucking love. I like this person.
Yeah.
That's why kids meet kids at the park, and it's an instant. They don't have to put a motherfucker through the ringer like me and you do.
Yeah.
Like, when kids meet friends, I used to always have this thing telling my kids, like, he'd be like, oh, my friend such and such. I'd be like, it's not your friend.
Yeah, I be saying that shit.
I tell my son, I'd be like, it's not your friend.
Tell my
It's
niece
somebody you
and
met.
that. Tell my
They're like,
niece.
man, no, we was rocking out. Like, I'm like,
We were
"That's
throwing
not-"
rocks
But
and
again,
everything.
my trauma,
Right.
right? And I got to the point where I had to stop doing that shit. And I stopped putting all my life experiences on my kids.
Ooh,
I
yes.
stopped trying to teach them shit through my life experience, because a lot of times these kids are going to go learn on their own anyway.
Right.
They don't give a fuck what you're telling them. They're going to listen to you. And then when they leave, they're going to shrug that shit off, and they're going to go experience it on their own. And they'll build their own shit the same way you build yours.
Right.
That's facts. Dang, you just hit him with a heavy load.
I have to say though, bro, that's crazy growth though, Trey. Like who you are as like a parent, that's super dope, bro.
You know, I had to grow as a person.
Yeah.
Like, but to be the parent I am, I had to get away from all the closed-minded everything. Like the harsh views on life and the shit that
Yeah.
people do, decisions they make. Growing up where I grew up, bro, it's a box. You feel me? And like, if you're not in this box, you're weird, right? You going hiking,
Facts.
that's white people shit. You just talking to strangers and shit. Oh, that's white people shit. You feel me? Like, all of these things were deemed white people shit or weird shit. You watch this, oh, that's weird. You do this, oh, that's weird. So kind of what we talk about with the kids now.
Yeah.
Where like socially, all these things are accepted. We grew up that way too. And we kind of still in it, because now we live a lifestyle where motherfuckers, if you not a certain way, then you're the weirdo.
Yeah.
I just found comfort in being the weirdo because it suited me. I'm not worried about everybody else. So I also don't want my kids to ever feel like they need to fit anybody's mold. So whatever you feel today, feel that shit. Whatever you feel tomorrow, if you change your mind about what you felt yesterday, do that shit too. I only became the parent I am because I had to become the person I am. Honestly, a lot of help to you niggas. I ain't been here that long, but like, just talking to y'all, getting a completely different everything has helped me monumentally, like, in life. So I appreciate that, but nigga, it's been a hard motherfucking transition. Like,
Yeah, shit never easy, bro.
being an open-minded person, and I love that about talking to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes it frustrates me about talking to you, how
Yeah.
like willing you are to like kind of give an excuse to the other side. Like, well, I mean, if they feel like, and I'm like, man, but people can't just feel, bro. Like, this is a bullshit time we live in where everybody can feel anything.
Yeah.
And then everybody just has to respect it.
Yeah.
It's a grown-ass man with a goatee look like mine, connecting beard and mustache, and he wanted you to call him a girl. And just because that's what he feel like, or that's what he identifies as, I have to respect that.
But when I'm saying that, I'm not saying feelings are definitive though. I fully understand feelings are fleeting. And so within that, I know where Suave is coming from, where it needs to be more of a experience and conversation and dialogue. I'm just saying more so within me understanding feelings are fleeting, they're still feelings.
Oh, yeah, for
and
sure.
you're
Yeah.
still feeling that shit.
Yeah.
And so within that, how do we assess if this is a longer term feeling, or if this is something you just feeling right now, you know?
Yeah. And I think that comes through conversation. But I like how you guys pointed out. I think you guys pointed out a harsh truth that I feel like is ruining conversation, and that's people are crucifying people for like their thoughts and feelings.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And they make you feel a certain way, and they don't have conversations about it, you know? Like, that's why I appreciate what you said you do with your kids, because if you guys actually have a conversation about things like this, I feel like that helps. You know, it's better to have real conversations where nobody's like coming down on the other side and like really pointing fingers and being like, you're this just because, or you can't, or that's not normal, or this is weird.
Yeah.
It makes people perceive themselves in a certain way, or that's why so many people are defensive in conversation. Immediately everybody's going to jump to like being defensive because they're thinking they're being attacked every time they engage in conversation, or they're thinking somebody might attack them every time they engage in conversation because they're used to that.
Yeah.
Everybody's being
Even if
attacked
I don't
nowadays.
agree with the whole trans thing, I can actually be around them.
Yeah.
No problem. You know what I'm saying? The kid part, I do have my own views on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And like
I
you're
see
supposed
that
to.
super drastic on kids, but like the adults understood, do that, be that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's just being force fed to kids, and they keep trying to push that. You hear about it being in their books and stuff.
Now, why you call
It's
that force
cool,
fed?
but, like, I don't know if they're trying to force feed. I'm not trying. I mean, not force fed. I apologize. That was good. You caught that. Not force fed.
No, I had a similar conversation with the homie who
it's being
Snoop.
taught them to be accepting to it.
Yeah. Open to it.
Because there's other people that are doing it, but the kids are thinking like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be becoming. They're in school learning about this. That's what kids be
so
thinking.
easily influenced, bro. It'd be so hard to
Yeah.
keep them away from everything.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think it's a lot better
on
to
the
educate
phone.
them.
Yeah.
You feel me? And so that's my issue when people talk about like gay shit being on TV. Trans shit, excuse me, being on TV. I always tell people like, everybody want to be represented. No matter what the fuck your choice in life is. You want to be represented. You want to be able to see yourself. There are, we've been talking about this shit as black people forever. We want to see some superheroes. We want some black superheroes. We want to see some black superstars. We want a black, billionaire, millionaire, fine. So now when we start talking about other things, even us as black people, we start talking about gay shit. Why you think they can't be on TV? Are you calling this force fed, right? So if that's the case, then white people could have felt like that about black people being on TV. Black people being superheroes. Look how they tripped about what's her Ariel being black.
Yeah, Halle
and
Berry
anybody else, anything
Halle
else
Bailey.
that's like typically white. When it's a black person, the world going crazy, and it's a part of our representation. So I just stay out the way, honestly. When it comes to shit being on anything, I feel like it ain't. Kids are just going to be influenced. Adults are going to be influenced.
Yeah, I think my thought on it is like, not everything is for you. Not all content is for everybody, and people feel a certain way about content that they watch and be like, oh, I don't know why this is shown to kids and did it. Well, maybe that's not for your kids then. Maybe that's not for your family, but somebody else might relate to that content. Somebody else may need to watch that. Yeah.
It's the social norms. You view something as wrong. You view something as wrong.
Yeah.
So now you don't want your kids to be, introduced to it. But for me, I feel like even if you view it as wrong, have your kids be educated on shit. You feel me? So like they don't go into the world being nasty people.
Yeah.
Right.
There are kids who don't know like let's off this like special needs kids. You feel me? Like there are some kids who act like need assistance and love, and now your kid views them as weird, or like they can make fun of them or whatever the fuck. So and that's what kids do because they view them as not normal. I like my kids to know that everything is normal to each individual.
Yeah.
Don't never feel like you know what the fuck is normal ever in your life. Don't ever think that because the masses are doing something that it's the normal thing to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ever. Ain't nobody weird. Everybody is normal in their own fucking right because there is a group of people who fuck with what they fuck with. So fine, you could be like, oh, that's some weirdo shit, but guess what? It's millions of people over here who fuck with this thing. So I think it helps kids to be introduced to all kind of shit.
Yeah.
Not to shelter them from like trans shit or gay shit, because when they go out into the world and they see it, that's when they have this nasty ass mindset about it.
And that's why I think like the biggest thing is whether you actually believe that being gay is an influence, or if it's what someone is, or like all those certain things, right? And so within that, like, if it's on TV and shit, like, bro, like, for instance, I knew this guy I was working with in Kentucky for the video game shit, and he's gay, and he was saying that, like, he grew up, like, super religious and shit in, like, a farm town, had no access to TV or anything because they were super religious, wasn't watching nothing.
Still good.
He's gay, bro.
Yeah.
You know, and so within that, it's like, it's kind of just your perception of what makes somebody gay, you know? And within me, it don't bother me with it being, like, more inclusive because I don't believe it's a form of influence per se. I think if anything, it's opening up people's minds, like, okay, it's okay to feel this way. Let me sort of, you know, explore these sort of feelings and then go from there, bro. Then you realize, okay, I don't fuck with this. I do fuck with whatever, bro. But I think that's the biggest thing, where it's like the people who get mad about it is the people who feel like, where it's like special needs, like, you know, at that point, okay, that's how someone's mind is working. But there's still people who feel like if you're, you know, if you prefer the same sex or things of that sort, that it's not your mind, you know, like it's just influence and someone's like putting that on you, you know?
Yeah.
When in reality, I think it's, you know, it's who the person is, you know?
You are who you are.
Yeah.
I mean, that me and you could be influenced. Any of us can be influenced. We can see something today, like if I see a photographer doing some cool ass shit, man, I can pick up a camera. Simple shit like that. You could be influenced by anything. Just because there are ads on, you know, Jeep Cherokees on TV. Every time you see something, that's an influence. It's not a bad thing. So why is gay and transgender shit? Now this is the things that we saying, oh, they pushing this on our kids. Nigga, if the kid is watching the TV, everything on the TV is being pushed to your kid. Even Caillou badass. You feel me? Caillou trip with his parents. Peppa Pig tripping with her parents. Every fucking episode, it's these cartoons that your kids are watching, and these kids are back talking their parents. We not gonna call that influence? Your kid don't get off of that and go talk crazy to you? Nigga, everything is an influence. So if you okay with introducing your kid to that type of shit, nigga, just be okay with.
Yeah, I ain't got no kids. I think that's on my perspective.
But it'll be so different. Everything I thought about pertaining to, like, oh, if I had a kid, it'd be blank, blank, blank. I blew the fucking roof off all of it. I swear to God, as my junior, I would never, I was the typical dad who was like, man, I hope my son don't be gay. I don't give a fuck what he is.
Yeah.
I don't care what he chooses to be. That's my kid. That's but before I had him, I could say, like, man, if I have a son, I hope be anything but gay. Woo.
I'm gonna make these decisions for him. Then
That's
you realize
so ridiculous. I want my kid to be an athlete. I wanted him to be everything like his dad, and my son is nothing like me, and I love it. I love it. I wouldn't ask for nothing different, and I wouldn't have known that without being his father. I've just been this typical dick, like, man, well, if I am, or when I'm a dad, I'm gonna do blank, blank, blank. I'm gonna handle my kids like blank, blank, blank. Okay.
I think that's where a lot of it spurs from, though, is the fear of turning their kids a certain way, or a fear of, you know, but in reality, I think if somebody feels a certain way, even when it pertains to like gay, trans, or whatever the case is, like, even to say it's an influence, to me, it wouldn't even matter. It's real. You know, we still see it around here. It's been going on for like the longest now. So it's like, why try to strip it away and be like, this is not normal. This is weird. This is,
not our norm. It's not our norm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we always tend to say that, you know, it's not your normal. But if it's not your normal, it doesn't mean that it's not somebody else's. Somebody else is accustomed to it. That's somebody else's way of life. That's how they view life. This is how they live.
Right.
And you're telling somebody that they can't live that way because it's not according to your rules.
That's very wrong on this person's end.
Yeah.
You don't get to tell somebody else what's wrong and what's right, or what's cool, what's not cool. Like, that's not your decision.
Ain't shit normal though.
That's what I want. That's what I always want people to know. In the world, I hate social norms so much. So it's one of my least favorite things on the planet. Are social norms.
Yeah.
I cannot stand that shit. I tell people all the time, just because that shit normal to you don't mean it's normal to somebody else. Yeah. And that's my issue with common sense.
Right? We were saying that.
Yeah.
Common sense is
it
you say
ain't
it's not common, but
nothing.
nigga, but your common sense.
Yeah.
Your life experiences, things that you have been to, have curved.
Yeah.
What you view as common sense.
Right.
Somebody else can be completely ignorant to your walk of life. And you be like, why would you do that? That was dumb as hell.
Right.
They don't know that.
It's like what you said. Like, you go somewhere, you don't feel like talking. They don't know like how you was raised or nothing. Like it's not malicious in a sense. Like this might just be how you were raised. You know, you don't know how to shake hands or make eye contact or these certain things because whether it be a trauma or just how you were brought up and lack of experience, like, and you can't chalk that up to like, oh, he just rude.
But they will though.
Yeah, for sure.
But they definitely will. People are like, oh, this man ain't talking to nobody. He rude. And I'm like, I'm probably one of the most polite people you ever meet. I just don't. I don't do what you do.
Yeah.
And so I don't judge people for not doing what I do.
Right.
I let motherfuckers live their life. Like as long as it ain't impeding or nothing I got going on, I don't give a fuck about gay shit being on TV. If my kid is gay because of the shit he's seen on TV, he's probably gay already. If he was that influenced by the TV to go suck dick, then he probably wanted to suck dick. You feel me? Like I'm not. If you want to chop your dick off because you seen somebody else, you seen this motherfucker on TV chop their dick off, you probably have the idea to chop your dick off prior to seeing that.
Wondering what will happen if I do.
Right, type shit. And then you see it, you was like, that's what I want to do.
You're going to have to fight a lot of comments on that one. He cut that one up.
Yeah.
Keep me out. He said a lot.
There's a couple.
Let them
There's
kill
a couple that they might be on our head on.
He's all the highlights.
Please, boy, when the trans topic come out, they gonna eat us the fuck up.
1,000%.
Me and you already gay.
Oh yeah, they 1,000%.
Me and Suave already gay. Them niggas gay.
Yeah.
And I fuck with the whole trans thing. I just think it's just the kid part with me. It's just the kid part.
Ain't
Anything y'all want to
that.
do is just the kid part.
Yeah.
See, and
We,
you know
but
what?
none of us disagree with that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we
it's
all
just
like
Yeah.
as kids, like we not.
Yeah.
Hey, when none of us support like wholeheartedly. Oh, you know, you want your dick cut off? Let's whack it.
Yeah.
We are like we with you niggas. So
Yeah.
like no,
Yeah.
That one right there. though.
ain't no way.
Yeah, I just like to bring in perspective as
That's
far
what
as
we
it not
need.
being
That's
so
what we need.
definitive, you know.
That's what
But,
we need.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think. Yeah, like I said, I don't think anybody is. Nobody's against you on that.
No,
sense,
not y'all.
but
I'm talking
yeah.
about the comments.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
gonna-
yeah.
it don't matter.
He
Clean
wants you
it
to
up.
put that in the end
No,
end
yeah.
part.
You
Like,
think
make
that's gonna
sure they
help?
know.
You think that's gonna help?
I love everybody. LGBT. the
You
whole
think
alphabet.
that's gonna help?
Yeah.
He can put that part in there, and they still gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, they coming after me.
But I be cleaning everything up. I be like, I'm not saying this is not like
Yeah, I know.
this is for me, and they still
it's like what you said with the Stephen A. Smith thing, though. They're like, oh, well, you know,
don't act like
meant
you
that
didn't
last
mean it.
Wednesday on a Tuesday.
The
you know.
nigga said it. He was like, I'm not saying I didn't mean anything I said. I'm just saying I wish I didn't say it.
Yeah.
And they like the nigga. One of the first comments, he was like, no, don't act like you didn't mean it.
Yeah.
I opened that comment. It said like 48. I was like, Seymour. I need to see. Every person under there was like, he said that.
But that, you know, within like the lack of perception, right? Like, even me hearing that, it's like, okay, I see where Stephen A. is coming from. Like, okay, he didn't realize this guy was still in such a high emotional state, or like he held in all these emotions for so long that once he finally heard it from Stephen A., he was done with it. And so Stephen A. addressing that and saying, okay, I shouldn't have done it at that time.
Yeah.
Why can't you just see that, bro? Like, it's so easy to see. He's still saying, I still felt how I felt, but like, I understand within the dynamic and why it blew up so much was because in the state and he was in within our dynamic. Like, that shit's so
It's easy as fuck for me to apologize to somebody after I hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
But what I will not apologize about is what I said.
Yeah.
I will apologize that it hurt your feelings though.
Yeah.
That's something I do
Well-
pretty regularly. Like nigga, if you tell me, man, that hurt, I'm like, bro, I apologize that hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I meant what I said, but I do like sincerely apologize that it hurt you.
People say that's
within-
narcissistic.
Yeah, it kind of is, and I think within you
Did you say it kind of is?
It kind of is narcissistic by saying I apologize I hurt you. I think more so if you actually had a dynamic of respect with the person, it would be like, I apologize because in which the way that I articulated it, maybe you took it that way, but I didn't mean it in a way to hurt you.
But
you know what I'm
you
saying?
see how,
That's the new N word.
man, that's
the new
shit.
N word of the era. Is
Hey, Jordan, I'm gonna tell you what, man, that shit weak as hell.
That's the new N
I'm
word.
just saying though, bro.
Yeah, because that don't always help. It's not about how people take shit. Sometimes your shit taken verbatim, literal, dry, plain, is still gonna hurt people. You cannot fix that.
But you shouldn't be sorry for hurting somebody though.
What? Why wouldn't you be?
You shouldn't be. And I think if you're
That's narcissistic, and what the fuck you just said is not.
I'm saying within you being apologetic to somebody, that it should be in a sense of, okay, I didn't articulate this well enough for you to understand where I was coming from. But you being hurt by what I
say
said,
that they do understand it. They do understand it.
When did they say
It was
that?
very clear that they understand it, and they're still hurt. You don't apologize for hurting them?
I wouldn't. Like, bro, within, like, this is actually how I feel. And if that's how the emotion that is omitted from me doing that, that's not my problem, bro. That's your own issue. But within that, what I can control is I could articulate it better so that maybe you can perceive it in a better tone or a better way.
So you still talking about fixing it for somebody though. What if you articulated the best way you could?
Because I can't fix your hurt, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not trying to. I'm just apologizing for it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's why people perceive it as narcissistic, because you're saying like, hey, that's, you know, like that's your own issue and I apologize for that, when in reality you're not really sorry for that. Like it's like you can't be sorry for someone else hurting from what you said if you actually meant it, in my opinion.
What about
well,
that?
can't you
What
be?
about that? Oh my bad. Go ahead.
Can't you be sorry for like? I guess the. Yeah, I guess you. I think you can be. I think you can be sorry for the way that somebody feels from the words that you said, because it's like when you put it out there, you didn't intend for the reaction that you got. You intended for them to understand it.
Yeah.
You know what
so
I mean?
that could be okay. Sometimes on that spectrum, it could be that way, right? If within that dynamic, it is that way. But I think to definitively say every time I'm gonna just say what I say, and if you're hurt, then I apologize for it. I don't think you should apologize to someone every time that you say something and it hurts them. I think sometimes it's like, oh, okay, well, let me reassess. Maybe I didn't articulate this properly to you so that you understand exactly where I'm coming from.
I'm not cleaning shit up all the time, my nigga.
You don't have to clean it up all the time, though.
Yeah, but that's what you're explaining. You're explaining a better, like.
I'm saying, like, stand on what you say.
Yes.
And you could leave it at that every single time. But to apologize and say like, oh, because I hurt you, I'm sorry, it's not always going to be that way either. And so I'm saying within that, it could always, it could be like, this is more so my saying as far as like everything not being so definitive. Like, okay, maybe you perceive this the wrong way. So let's assess it. If there's actually a dynamic of respect between you and the other party, whether it be relationship, partnership, fucking family member, whatever, within that dynamic, you have to find a middle ground. And it's not always going to be, hey, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that what I said hurt you. It's not always going to be that way. Yeah. Like that's too definitive. Sometimes it's going to be, hey, maybe you said it in too tough of a tone. Maybe you said it in a way in which, you know, or in a setting like similarly to Stephen A. and Kwame Brown, where that person was in too high of emotion. So it could be, hey, I apologize for bringing this up right now. Clearly we're not in a state in which you can perceive how I'm actually going to say this, so let's talk tomorrow.
I see what you're saying. It does sound like he's still talking about cleaning it up.
Because he is.
Yeah, you're still talking about cleaning it up.
Regardless of what you're saying, like
if it's a respect of if it's a dynamic of respect
of a person that I understand what you're saying.
But then you should clean it up.
But they should know you.
Here's my thing.
Right. That can be the dynamic.
Once you clean it up, once they understand it, we're not talking about perception anymore. We are talking about facts. What I said is what I meant. There's no better way for me to say it. If I clean it up the best way I can for you and you are still hurt, now I am apologizing because yes, I am standing on this shit, but it hurt you and I did not mean for it to hurt you.
Never mean to hurt
There's
you.
simply a way to apologize for that.
Okay, I agree
without
with
being
that.
a fucking narcissist.
I agree with that. I'm saying if you're saying that every time though that you hurt someone's
see, I didn't
feeling,
say every time. You just said it was narcissistic from the jump though.
No, I said it kind of is because it can be. If you saying if every time you hurt somebody you say, hey, I'm just gonna say what I say, and if it hurts you, I apologize for that. It can be. I said kind of is. That's why.
I just don't like that. I don't like that point. I don't like that stance, man. I do not like that.
It's not always narcissistic though. I'm saying it can be though.
It can be perceived as what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean everything's a perception.
If a motherfucker feels something and I say it and it hurts you, that is. I just can't do nothing about that. Yeah. There's nothing I can do about that.
I'm not saying burden yourself with that. I'm saying within that, it doesn't always have to be, hey, I apologize for hurting you. It could be other ways in which it could be addressed. Because I'm telling you, within someone wanting to be understood by you, and then you go at them with something that hurt their feelings, and then your only response to that is, hey, I mean it, and I just apologize if that hurt you. Sometimes that's going to be skewed, bro.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, right. I agree with you.
But see, that's what like. So there's nothing for me after that. Like I cannot do anything about your feelings being hurt, especially if I said it to you in love. Because I love you, I'm telling you, bro. You playing a dummy. You know, for this person. You done told me over and over again that they doing blank, 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 and you want to play the fucking idiot, right? I can clean that up. I can say, man, you deserve better. You know, you should really care about yourself more than to be dealing with somebody like that. And now, both messages are the same. You fucking up. Why you fucking with them? And that still hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry that shit hurt, my nigga, but Somebody needed to say it to you.
I know they
Ain't nobody said it to you.
You already was gonna clean it up though, but you said someone was gonna say to you as opposed to like, but I really feel like you deserve more, bro.
Yeah.
And so that's
what
those
I
are
was
the
saying
two
about
dynamics.
cleaning it up, and I'm not doing that shit.
I mean, sometimes you can though. If it's actually a person you respect, sometimes you can clean it up. That's
Sure.
all I'm saying.
Absolutely. But I mean, you're not a narcissist for apologizing. And even
I'm just saying, if it's definitively every time, that's how you apologize to somebody, by saying, "Hey, I apologize," because if it hurt you, type shit.
If that's the fact, it's the fucking fact.
You
Some
know
people
what?
sensitive as hell.
You know what though? I could say it seems like it can go both ways though, because the person that's hurt, they're also not trying to take a step back to try to get a full understanding of what the other person is saying.
I agree.
You know what I mean? If you just immediately jump to hurt rather than having a conversation like, oh, well, why did you say that? Or why did you say it like that? You know what I mean? And you just jump to immediately like, oh, well, you trying to attack me. That's on you for you not willing to have the conversation as well. You jump into a fence rather than trying to dig deeper and trying to get an understanding fully of what the person is saying.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm not even saying within like the dynamic of being the person that says something hurtful that you always have to be the one apologizing. Like that person could be in high emotion too and not be able to perceive actually where you're coming from. Mm-hmm. And from that, you could say, yo, you in high, like not with no apologizing. You're in high emotion right now, bro. Like, I'm a step away. And then at that point, they might say, okay, I apologize. You know, I'm just saying, it's not always definitively like.
That don't sound narcissistic, but the other way does.
What does?
Telling somebody that you emotional right now, I'm gonna back off this shit. That's easier to take than an apology?
No, because I'm saying, if you said that every time, if you say anything, if you use one form of an apology or one form of a statement towards somebody, that could be viewed as narcissistic. Okay. So within that stance, if I just went at everybody and said, okay, you in high emotion right now. Okay, you in high emotion right now. You definitely gaslighting people, bro, at that point, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm saying within that, like you can have dynamics of where it's, you know.
I get you. You're basically saying you got to assess the situation and go from how the situation is presenting itself. Because like sometimes it could come from high emotion. Sometimes it could be like the way that you came off was made it seem aggressive and rub somebody the wrong way. So you got to kind of, all right, well, my bad.
Yeah,
I feel that way. That wasn't my intention.
Every single time.
Yeah. Never. And I think that's all I was just saying, you know? And that's why I said kinda. I didn't mean to say like, hey, every time you say
I'm so sick of narcissist, like the word narcissist being thrown around so casually.
It's the new N word.
First of all, a narcissist is that shit is hardcore.
You a narcissist.
Like that shit is not, it's not like you're a jerk.
That's like 50 Shades of Grey.
You feel me? Like narcissist is some wild, like there's some
we did that last
identifying shit. And motherfuckers just be throwing that word around like, oh, that's some narcissistic shit. And I'm like,
I be thinking the ones that ain't confident. That's quick to throw that shit out.
But somebody being very confident, somebody could view it as narcissistic.
So even a confident person still gonna be looked at as a narcissist
to somebody.
Yeah, somebody.
Well, that's a lack of understanding of what the word actually means.
That's what we're saying. That's
what we're saying.
Motherfuckers just be throwing it around.
Yeah. Because a narcissist is someone who just like totally lacks empathy, right? And so that's why I say within that, you just telling everybody, hey, well, I'm sorry I hurt you. That's just how I feel. Or like, hey, you know, you're in high emotion right now. Like you're lacking empathy at that point if you're not willing to assess it.
How come that's lacking empathy?
If you're saying that every time to somebody?
Even if it's every time. Like every time you say something that might crush somebody.
Yeah.
A business owner. People pitching shit. And the business owner is very direct. And it crushes this person's dreams.
Yeah.
That person could apologize to every single person and say, look, you came to me for financial advice. This is my advice. If it hurt, it hurt. That person is a narcissist now. Every time. They do it every single time.
Yeah, if they're doing it to everybody and no one's shit is good enough, for sure. Like what the fuck is the point of your advice? You just shitting on everybody.
No, the people whose shit is shit, not everybody's. All the people who he had to give harsh advice to, he apologized to. So not saying he's turning everybody down, but the people he is turning down are the people he's giving like the hard truth to. If he hurt all these people and every time he hurt somebody, he said, I apologize that hurt, but it's just the raw truth. That person's a narcissist?
No, I think it's similar to like what Suave said. Like you have to assess like the situations. Like if every situation, because clearly every situation he didn't have to apologize. There was also ones in which he could give advice and it did work out and these certain things. But if every time you going into a situation and anytime someone disagrees with you, you just saying,
Yeah.
You know, this is what it is. And you're not trying to assess the situation and have any sort of empathy. Like, oh, okay, maybe within your situation, you know, like, I didn't articulate this. I keep saying articulate, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it could just be something different than just like saying like, that's a you problem, bro. You know, that's all I'm saying.
He said it, and that was funny. But I think apologizing in itself is a sense of empathy. You don't have to do that shit.
But I'm saying, I think at that point, is it an apology if that's what you use for every time and you're not willing to assess the situation at all?
Yeah, but even an apology period of any kind is still some form of empathy. Even if you apologize every time when you hurt somebody, apologizing period is empathetic.
So do you allow dialogue after that's said?
Me personally?
Yeah, like if you said it, so within that there's empathy, right? Like there is like, okay, I'm still willing to hear you out, and so even if you started off like,
see, but that's deeper into the conversation. That's not what we were talking about.
Yeah, but
we're
I'm
just simply talking about the apology every single time, and that's the narcissistic thing.
But that's why assessing, like I said, like what Suave is saying is important because within the dynamic of a conversation, there's different facets in which you could show empathy. Yeah. And so if it, like I said, if it's just like so for instance, it's this boss situation, right? And he says, hey, I apologize, this hurt your feelings. And the person's like, well, you know, that did hurt my feelings, but I'm really wondering like, why this can't really work. Can you give me more detail on that? It's like,
but you see, what you're talking about is after what we've been talking about, which is I completely understand the dialogue part. Yeah. But what I'm talking about is specifically a person apologizing every single time. That's what you call narcissistic, because narcissists lack empathy. Yeah. No way you're apologizing if you lack empathy. Nothing.
But every time you say I apologize, is there empathy behind that?
Yeah, because I'm apologizing.
I would have to say so.
Yeah, if I had to form my lips,
personally, an apology of any kind, to me, is an extension of empathy. Why would you apologize?
Because there's such things as like sarcasm and like.
Come on, man, but see that's. But
I'm saying though.
No, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about apologies.
That's what I'm saying. That's how in depth it could go, though, bro.
You're talking about like genuine apologies.
Yeah, but okay.
Like I'm sorry for her. I'm sorry it hurt your feelings, but it's
a narcissist would never say that.
Why would a narcissist do that? Why would you show any form of empathy?
I think they would say that though, in like sarcastic ways and things of that sort.
Sarcastic ways, but we're not talking about sarcasm. We are talking about a genuine apology. You said that if a person apologizes every time, that is kind of narcissistic. But what I'm telling you is that there's no way that an apology, a genuine apology, could be narcissism.
I just think there's more facets to it to really understand what is a genuine apology. Like you would have to assess the feeling
into it. Past that,
you would have to assess the feeling and things of that sort. That's why I'm saying like you can say I apologize in like a weird way and like the ways you don't mean it.
Yeah, but see, we're not talking. That's
okay. Well,
those are the variables. We're not talking about. We're talking about somebody genuinely.
But I'm saying like if this boss is a narcissist and he says this to every single person,
how would he be a narcissist though if he's apologizing?
Because you can still apologize and not really mean you're apologizing.
But not a genuine apology. We are not talking about the if ands, the variable versions of.
It's hard to assess what is a genuine apology though if we're not within the dynamic.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I mean that's the art of conversation.
Yeah, but that's the problem when you have to you're trying to dissect whether somebody's apology is genuine or not. You are pinning them as a narcissist because you believe that they are. I've had people ask me like, "Are you being sarcastic?" when I'm dead fucking serious. Right. And I'm like, "No, I mean like I'm for real." So if I was to apologize to somebody, they could take my tone as sarcasm, and I'm like, "No."
But then what you had to do? You had to explain. No, this
Which
is how I
bullshit.
Talk. I don't think it is, bro. Why do I have to explain? We all come from different dynamics, bro. Like we all have different experiences.
Yeah, that's so. But I'd be so tired of explaining that I don't mean ill.
But that's why.
For sure. But that's why you also have to find people.
You don't like people.
Because I'm tired of like constantly trying to like convince a motherfucker I don't mean harm.
Then you should cut them off. Then
in business, you got to do that.
You're gonna be the fuck away from me.
But that's what I'm saying, Trey. You just got to cut those. I'm saying align with people. You have to align with people who don't perceive that shit the wrong way.
Right. And I just block them. See, I blocked that bitch earlier.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
I sent you that screenshot. I said, don't worry about it. She's blocked.
That's
because like I don't have the time to be trying to convince somebody that I don't mean harm if I've never showed you that I mean harm.
But if they're worth it to you, would you do that?
No.
That's what he's talking about. If they're worth it to you?
No.
You have to though,
No,
if
I
they
don't.
worth it to
No,
you.
I don't. I don't have to do shit.
I think
What do you mean? I
think
don't have to do a fucking
I think
thing.
within partnership dynamics, if it's someone you really care about, you should articulate
If
it
it's
more
somebody
to
I
them.
care about, they shouldn't assume that about me.
But you guys have had previous conversations probably where you have
Agreed.
created that dynamic.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
So
Within-
in the moment, I
Yeah.
don't have to explain that, and I refuse to do so. That's what I'm saying. Y'all saying I have to. But if I've been with you and I've been fucking with you,
Well, then you
I've
know
never
that.
given you a reason to believe that I mean you ill. Don't just one day jump off and be like, why would you say that to me like that? Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
No, I
It's
agree with
always
that
been
too.
me. It's always been me.
Yeah, like-
I hear what you're saying.
And so within saying have to, I just mean more so within the
Yeah.
dynamic of y'all relationship, you had to showcase to them at some point that that's who you are as a
Yeah,
person.
right.
So they can't
But
assume from that point.
Past that, we talking about this moment.
Yeah.
After all of that is said and done, I'm not going to continue
That's fair.
to walk you through.
Every
I did not
fucking day,
mean
why I
nothing
do
bad
this.
by.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that with
Yeah,
your ass
yeah,
every
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
nigga.
I'm one and done with it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell
which
you
is
one
fair.
time. I'm not malicious. Nothing I do to you will be malicious.
No,
Yeah.
nah, let's
So
watch
now here we are, boom, in this moment, and you want me to walk you down so that you know I don't mean no malice? No,
Yeah.
move the fuck on.
I agree with that.
I don't care how
for
much
sure.
I love you. I want to be with you. I fuck
Yeah.
with you. Move the fuck on if I got to do that with you all the time.
Yeah, I
not
agree.
doing it.
Nah, I feel you on that.
That makes sense.
Fuck
I'm
you
the
and
same
that.
way on that part.
I feel like that's part of
100%.
valuing
I go through that all the
yourself. Like you have to value what you know you provide to a relationship, friendship, whatever. And within that, you got to stand on that.
Just keep going steps back. Like after we already said it, you understood it at that time, spoke your language at that time.
Yeah.
We all made sense, shook hands on it. We got to keep going because we're going to keep turning around, keep coming back to square one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta
I wanna
keep.
take
You
off.
gotta keep. It's
Moving forward, we going to
it's
progress this way or not?
it's reassuring somebody.
Yeah.
You're
I
basically
hate fucking having to
constantly
reassure.
reassuring
All the
somebody.
fucking
I throw this
time.
headset, bro. Reassurance is one of those things
Yeah.
in life.
That shit.
You gonna drive me crazy.
I'm going to lose my fucking mind.
You need
I'd
it
rather be by
again?
myself.
Yeah.
That's a.
You need it again?
I mean, that's a self
I
trauma, bro.
gave that shit to you last time. You need it
I just
again?
gave it to you last month.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope. Go get somebody else to do it.
Oh, shit. We on the same way with that, homie.
I'm not fucking keep doing that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm going to lose a lot of people. I'm telling
What,
you.
what are we taking away from this one?
We'll let Lennon decide on
Oh,
this
yeah.
one. What we
taking away from this episode?
We have a takeaway every podcast. So what's the takeaway?
The one
for
big
this
thing
episode?
from this episode.
I think the one big thing from this episode is that, yeah, this was an in-depth episode.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a loaded one.
You got next week too, nigga.
Yeah,
You got next week.
All right.
the takeaway.
Let me think more because we just had a pretty big convo about apologizing.
You know what's fucked up when this happened? I feel like me and you always just come back to the same.
Yeah, it's always the transparency.
Always,
Being
always
open, be open-minded.
perceptive.
Yeah, perspective.
Yeah, I mean
Transparency.
that is like a good one.
Understanding.
Obviously,
It's
with how we
always
was talking
because that's
about.
how we talk though. All of us here, we
Yeah.
are not closed-minded. Everybody here is like just willing to learn.
Yeah,
You know, willing to grow, willing to change, willing to hear.
All right.
You know, even when we disagree, motherfuckers be willing to hear, and that's not common amongst people, bro.
yeah. Okay, so this is what I'll say then. I think like the art of conversation,
Oh,
the
I'm glad
understanding
you
of
said
it,
that.
the
Yeah.
understanding of it is important, right? And I think we just had all kind of thrown different things at that because we all had, I don't want to say different opinions, but it just shows like how in depth it could go.
Yeah.
And like there's so many different dynamics within a relationship, a partnership, and how conversation is at the head of it.
Yeah,
And
Fuck
I would
you,
say that's
Austin.
probably the biggest thing from this one, like just like the depths of what the art of conversation is.
yeah.
like that.
Having real conversations.
Yeah.
Conversation.
Bringing
rules the
real
nation.
conversation.
Real
It
ones,
does.
like not like pussyfooting, like people hearing to understand and not to respond.
And not attack.
Yes, listen to people talk, and not so that you can respond,
Yeah.
but so that you can understand. So I'm with that art of conversation.
Well, also,
man.
I want to say this too. Also, not bringing in. I mean, I guess it's kind of fair as a human to like bring in your past experience to a conversation, but really understanding like the dynamic that you have created with the person you're having a conversation with, right? Like for instance, like Trey started to get animated, right? When we was talking,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it could be viewed in certain ways from past experiences, whether what I've been through or you've been through, whereas we know each other
Yeah.
and we know it's just passion in our conversation
Facts.
at that point, not any sort of turmoil or there's
Yeah.
certain things. And so I think that's always like an important thing too. Like, you know, really creating dynamics with each individual and understanding where you stand on those certain things.
Understanding.
Yeah,
It's so big.
it is.
Like you
Super.
said, the animation, right? Like if you don't know me personally, if it's a guest
yeah,
and I do what I did to you,
yeah,
they might feel like,
Aggression.
Attack.
He coming.
like
at
he
them.
coming at me.
Like my
right?
cousin.
Right. But like I'm not I don't talk at people.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like me and you, when I disagree with you, I just talk to you.
yeah,
Animated or not, I talk to you. I don't talk at you. I don't belittle your position or nothing. I just disagree.
mm-hmm.
People still take that as like aggression.
Yeah, they'll take it as an attack.
So that's a fact, bro. Back to understanding.
Yeah,
The art of conversation. Not just believing that because of your past that a nigga pull his pants up and he finna fire on you.
yeah,
In conversation.
Yeah.
Because if I'm talking to a nigga and you within arm's reach and you go for your waist, I'm socking you. Should I do that? Probably not.
yeah,
Everybody pulling their pants up, not ready to fight, but because of my past, I would believe so. But again, growth, understanding, everybody's different.
yeah,
Yeah.
So knowing you might not be an animated speaker, but I am.
yeah,
Even understanding like differences of opinion, you know, I feel like that's important too. Like, for example, if we go back to the trans situation, if somebody is totally against trans, a trans person should be able to at least understand them if they're coming at them with a term of like, I understand, you know, like I'm not trying to offend you. This is just how I feel. And then vice versa.
mm-hmm.
You know, if a trans person is coming at somebody who's not really about that, okay, you know, they should be able to hear them out, not try to offend them. I think both ways. I mean, it's an impossible situation, it seems like, but I think
Nowadays.
I think that having that, being able to have a sit down conversation, it could lead to progression or at least an understanding
Absolutely.
on both sides. You
Yeah.
know, you can agree to disagree at the end of the day. But yeah, so you want me to close out? Or Lennon, you want to close out? I'm just kidding.
I was like, man, I kind of forget the closeout.
It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, it's because okay,
You know, we got you. I've been trying to get the subscribers up for you while you was gone. So, but we
no,
got.
y'all been working, bro. I saw there's a reel that's at 136,000
Bro,
views,
we've been
bro.
going crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it's
Like,
crazy.
We've been putting fucking numbers up, and I told him that this is so much bigger than I ever thought it could be.
Yeah,
Like even when we started it, I just maybe some local people, a couple of the homies, shit like
Yeah.
that. But like I had no idea that we would do the numbers and reach the people that we reaching.
Mm-hmm.
I have people who I work with who'll be like, man, I seen your podcast on the For You thing, and people. Parents. Remember I told you I was at the kids' basketball game. I was at a youth basketball game, and mother was like, "Hey man, you got a podcast?
Oh really?
I see you. I shared your shit." Or people, I show him. People text me and be like, "Man, my cousin shared your shit. They live in Georgia,
Damn.
and not because they shared it, but just like they
Yeah.
seen it, and they was like, man, my cousin just shared." I'm like, bro, this is insane.
Yeah, it is.
At the same
crazy.
time, I hate it.
Yeah, we got like 9,000 on the IG, 4,000 on the Facebook. Almost, we had like 600 on YouTube, but it's growing everywhere. So it's like
I'm scared of Facebook.
definitely a good
bro.
thing.
I'm scared of Facebook.
We definitely appreciate the love and support you guys out there. So yeah, but yeah, you want to give us a little closing? Say yo,
Welcome back,
hellos,
my
goodbye.
boy.
Yeah,
you
no,
know.
it's great. It's
How long you back for?
hopefully for good. You know?
There you go.
Yeah,
Okay,
we was talking about it a little before the podcast, but yeah, I'm hoping I don't got to be
yeah.
shifting residences
Do
so
this
frequently.
shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, it's good to be back. I love the group we have. I feel like we had great conversation, and yeah, I'm looking forward to keep building and growing and
All that good
all
stuff.
that good shit, good
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I got.
But all right, you
They
guys.
asking about this nigga. My homegirl said, "Who is that with the red hat?"
You like, that's me. Oh, the other red.
Yeah, she sent me a picture. I was like, "Oh, it's about this nigga."
Don't get
But
me on
thank you
here
guys
trying
for
to
all
set me
your
up, nigga.
love. We'll see you guys on the next one, guys. All righty.
Y'all be
Peace.
smooth. Y'all be smooth.